shit. Yeah, Worlds Open Worlds was the last one, and Silent Worker. Silent Worker is the next
When is
one.
this?
It's October 25th in Paris, dans
Mm.
Paris.
Is that one just a prime time, or do they have like normal meet like at the start of the meet and then it's a prime time at night?
They got a normal meet. Um, your boy's just doing prime time,
Okay.
but they got yeah, and they got like freaking a lot of people. Penna's gonna do his 74 kilo debut, which I'm interested in seeing what my man ends up doing because he squatted 280, bench 190, and he's just started growing into 66. Like he's or from 66. He's not even filled out 74 yet, let alone have to cut or anything.
Well, is he gonna want to keep the abs, or is he gonna want to?
He ain't getting chubby. I can't see him getting chubby. But so he'll slow boil it to get, but his goal is to be around like 70. He can water cut. So if he gets to like 77 kilos, which is like another 3 kilos, that's like 7 pounds of body weight, and it'll be muscular body weight.
Is
But
I gave him a 320 deadlift on top of what you just said,
right.
and he can
So
be up
listen,
there. He could be up there, but like, I mean, Perk and Elliott are there,
yeah,
so it's
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
tough. Yeah.
100%. He's got thing is though for him, he's already won. Somebody was saying in the comments, they're like, I, I reposted his bench. It was like a 190 kilos. And someone was like, yeah, but he never shows up on meet day. And I'm like, well, here's the thing about that. First off, never. This is a two-time world champ. That's kind of strong language to use for a two-time when you're talking about multiple-time world champion.
It's the internet.
In a,
They're gonna say
in it,
whatever.
yeah. But on top of that, if you want to say inconsistent, because Penna will say like he's had showings that were below what he wanted, but usually that was from his weight cut was getting crazier and crazier the longer he tried to stay. But that's gone now. Like he's not even gonna cut for silent worker. He's walking around under 74, let alone having to worry about cutting in the future.
Yeah, we have to see him get up to like 75, 76, and then see how he does
Mhm.
there. I think he will be more consistent being heavier cutting versus being lighter cutting. And it's just so interesting now looking at I'm telling you, man, I was at this junior worlds and we got guys doing things that that was not happening at the juniors like last year, the year
Dude,
before. Like it is.
Elliot Sykes is a teenager. He did 8:15. And then, remember when Taylor and Perk were chasing 8 and it was like crazy. He's a kid. He's a teenager, man.
He's not the only one though. There's the guy who got third place in the 105s is going to be really good next year. There's the 93s are super good as kids. We got 17-year-old Chase who almost hit like 860 something, 17 years old. Like it's getting very insane. And part of me is like, is that just this group? And then we're gonna have this group, and then it's gonna be a long time before we have, newcomers, or is there gonna be every year is it just gonna get crazier and crazier and crazier? And
Mm,
I think when I think about the sport and I think about how powerlifting was like kind of growing slowly, and then 2016 it kind of exploded, and then it kind of
mhm,
exploded consistently really hard until maybe like 2021, like for like a good amount of years, and then it kind of slowed down a little, and then it was like slow again. And a lot of the kids that we're looking at, you know the first Sheffield, or uh 2021, right after COVID, and 2029 2019, like a lot of those kids, like they wanted to get into the sport, they get old enough, they get into the sport, and now they're doing the things that they're doing. What's going to happen? Like, are there kids right now that are like 13, 14 that are watching, that are going to become that next generation? Or are we going to have this sort of gap? Because when I look at the last generation, like if you look at my group, like we have Russ, who's been with me for just like 8 years. You have Keiko, who's been around for a really long time. Jesus came a little after him. You have Taylor. You have uh, Ray Williams. I don't know if you still want to say he's super involved or not. There's not a lot of guys left from that time. Gustav was one. Um,
Mm. Yeah.
and then there was like a gap where for like a couple years the same people could just win it, and then it started getting tough again, and now we're getting all these different names. For the 93s, there's like 10 names. For the 83s, there's like two or three. Um, but for the 105s, it was like Ashton for a long time, right? And now McDouble came out of nowhere, and the 120s now we got like five heavy hitters in the 120s, right? So everything is kind of catching up slowly, but so for some weight classes, if you look at a guy who's like 20 years old hitting 900 kg in the gym at 93, um, obviously Russ and Keiko and Gavin and Petrie, those guys are not just going to lay over. They're not just going to give up. Emil, Gustav, right? But 20 years old hitting those numbers, I know that those guys are seeing that and they're like, where can I unlock my full potential? Because the when you have like youth coming after you, like you don't have time to dilly dally, right? You gotta do as much as you can while you can, and then
Mhm.
enjoy it for what it is. And I think this whole atmosphere is really kind of the coaching is different because like coaching can last like my hairs aren't fully gray yet, right? Like it could be another 30 years, right? And so I see all the generations, I see all the things change, I see the how things change and just sort of flip over time. Um, But as a lifter, the sport, especially like for lifters that becoming a world champion is like super stressful. You're gonna have to work hard for it. But it never ends. And you can fight. Remember, we'll use a UFC reference. Remember Usman? He became champion and he defended the title like 7 times, and then he lost, and they started falling off. And it's so hard. And it's almost like now it's like, shit, man. I remember he was so dominant in like that year and a half. He was like so good in like those 2 years, right? And now it's like that was his time. Like that was his
Mm.
section, and he has that. Izzy has his section, and now there's Pereira, and now there's like wrestlers. Like it's so what I've been sort of like thinking of in my mind for lifters that are like, some lifters like I just want to get it once. Some lifters are like I want to get it and I want to hold it as long as possible. I think if you want to hold it as long as possible, you got to understand that there's like infinite things against you, and yes, it is very like you gotta fight as long as you can. It gives you purpose, right, to kind of maintain it, but understand that like kids are starting younger, things are getting more difficult sometimes. it's there could be a situation where, and I think we're starting to see this become less of a factor, where it might just come down to home corner advantage. If you have to go 20-hour flight and you're equal with your opponent and they're going in their backyard, I mean, you might just not get it that year, right? But you might get it next year. Like normal sports, right?
What
There's
about
very,
those
very, very
cats who say travel doesn't
I think
impact it all
no,
and
I think
circadian rhythms don't exist?
well, circadian
There's a-
rhythms 1000% exist, right?
That's right.
But I do think that, as I was alluding to, the you can mitigate travel, if not like some, but all of it, as long as it depending on how much you're willing to like put in to prevent it from happening, right? If
Mhm.
Cranon, who's a beginner, like a baby, right? Like 3 years is nothing, going on three now, 2 or 3. I'm not 2.5, 3, something like that. She's just like kind of like, hey, what do I do, right? And if she can do nationals and have that meet, and then we can travel all the way to Germany and do all the things that we need to do, and she could just like try her best, right? Obviously, I'm helping her, but it's her first time going through it, and have a better meet, like be like stronger at the second meet with the short prep. I mean, if she could do that, then like we can work to make travel not an excuse. You can get there earlier if you're worried about that. Like there's a lot of things that you can do to put yourself in a position. We had lifters, a group of lifters go to China, Carlina, and have her best meet ever. She had that was her. I think that was her best meet ever. That deadlift was, I think, her best deadlift ever too. Um, and she's not like a beginner, right? She's been doing this for a long time. She went to China from is she New Zealand, right?
Correct.
From from New Zealand, travel like to the max, have to get your different foods, have to do all those things, whatever. Da, da, da. I heard they're very accommodating over there, but still, you're going to China, and she had her best meet ever. So I think we're getting to the point um, where where there's enough information out there and there's enough like data so to where you can pretty much make travel like not a thing. And I'm looking with my lifters to be like, I don't want to make that an excuse anymore. I don't want to be like, oh well, you had to travel. It's like, yes, it is something to look at, but Alba had a great meet, and that was her first meet traveling, like really traveling, right? She had a great meet. So um, I think we can really, it is possible. If you're not prepared, travel is going to kick your ass, right? It's going to mess you up.
Mhm.
It's going to be difficult. But if you handle everything, I think we can really take care of the travel. But yes, I think if you get the opportunity to compete at a world level meet, cherish it. If you win, man, live in that moment. That night, eat whatever you want. Have fun. Stay up. Do whatever, right? It's you did it. And then go for, if you want to go for the next one, go for the next one, but you have to understand that it's not for everyone to keep going for that next one, right? I like going for that next one because what other purpose do I have than going for the next one, right? My job is to help people go for the next one. um but like this last Sheffield with Russ, we had the whole, we never got to talk about it, I don't think, you and me. Maybe we did, I don't remember if we did one between Sheffield and now, but you know he lost at Worlds, he gets his rematch at Sheffield, he handles business. I was smiling for like a month. I was really happy for like a couple days, but I was smiling a little bit more like when I'm alone, when I'm da da da, or if it's just me and him talking. I'm in like a good mood. Like, man, I'm really happy that from June to January, we only cared about doing one thing, and we were able to achieve it, and that we kind of fixed it, right? Um, but then it's like, okay, well, that happened. Let's close that book. Now we go to another story in the
Mm.
93s. And he was telling me, I think yesterday, he's like, Joey, I just want to be a world champion again as a 93. I want to do it in the 93s. I did it in the 83s. I had that arc. I just want to be world champion again. And that is giving him that new drive, that new goal, that new focus, right? We're forward thinking, and I think it's very important as humans to have something to look forward to, right? When I wake up, I have like a sense of urgency, like shit, I got shit to do. Let's go, let's get the caffeine, let's go do it, right? Um, but you don't want to have that feeling, which we were experiencing a little bit after um when PA and USAPL split, or it wasn't even PA, it was just USAPL and like the IPF section at the time split, and then Russ wins nationals, and we're just like, okay, like what are we doing now? Like where are we going? So it's important to have. There's always another notch on the belt. There's always something you can improve on. There's always something that you can do to make yourself get better. And I think operating at a high level and refining those things, and just always trying to find purpose, and a way to improve. Even like right now, we're doing things that are like unprecedented before because we have people older on top for longer, right?
Mm.
Um, and those guys are going to be fighting against the kids who are younger, who are learning all the stuff that we had to bleed for to find out way back then. They're getting that super early, and now we're getting these like, you know, really really high level performances. Um, it is great to see the sport growing as far as like, bless you, as far as like talent goes. But we I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna. I think the guys that are here now will keep getting better, regardless of how old they are, whatever. But I also am curious to see, you know, what that like what is this generation gonna grow up into? Where are the OGs gonna top out? And what where are the next, like I have some young 16-year-olds now. They're still a little young. They're not old enough yet for me to really know, something kind of clicks when you turn 18. Your body starts just growing in different ways, and we're able to see things happen, in an exciting way. And we look at the records of, we look at the numbers Jesse Norris hit. I think for every single one of his lifts, there's a 93 now that could hit that lift for sure. For sure, I know Russ can squat what he squatted. I know Keiko benches way more, and there's a lot of guys that could deadlift what he deadlifted. But at that time, it was like outlier Jesse, nobody close. It was it was a very interesting thing. So yeah, it's just great to see how. And then we have guys like Regan who are just like jacked, just like super jacked, and like
He's impossibly jacked.
he's
It's
like
insane. He had a post the other day, and it was him in a freaking river, shirtless, doing some pose straight out of a Marvel comic book. And I'm like, what the fuck is this all about? You you
bro.
you come across this guy in a clearing with your girl, and your girl is taking off her shirt and jumping in that fucking water with him. And you just keep walking and be like, I just lost my girl.
Bro,
You've been
he
married 25 years, have 3 kids. You just lost your girl. This guy's, I tell you what, I'm going to jump in that freaking water with him. The guy, it's crazy, Jack. Jawline,
yes,
what the hell is going on with Regan?
bro,
And
he's a bro, dude. He's literally
he's a
he
bro.
is literally that
The
bro. He is
Chad, super
literally
Chad.
yes, he is that guy. He is. You know what's crazy? He is like of all his friends. Last year at Junior Worlds, he had a huge group with him because it was like in Europe, I believe. He was the smallest guy, like height wise. He's
Oh,
like
maybe
six
height wise, yeah.
feet,
I
six
was
one,
gonna
six
say,
feet. Bro, his friends were like 6'5", 6'7". I was like, bro, you're the
God
tiny
damn.
one. What's going on over there in Denmark?
Yeah,
So
if they were all more jacked, I'd be like, stop. What is this guy? A member of the Avengers? What the hell?
they were pretty jacked, but he was like the short one.
And he's not particularly short, dude. He's not like a
Uh,
freaking Gavin Aiden style
I think he's
jack.
like
You
six
can't
feet,
tell.
5'11" and a
He's
half.
probably around 6. He's probably
Yeah.
around 6, man.
No, he's
God
bro.
bless.
He's bro. He pulls conventional too. What more do you want?
Oh
What more
God,
do you want?
stop, stop. He's the alpha. He's
He's
the
with the
alpha.
gym. He's with Gymshark. Like he's got it
Oh,
all. He's got it all. He's
he's
a good
got it
guy
all.
though.
Tell me what happened with Reagan. I didn't see all of Junior Worlds. It's literally during my work week.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but I'm catching all the highlights, obviously,
yeah,
and
yeah,
doubling
yeah.
back when I can. And by the time I had like all the spoilers about, everyone's like, oh, Reagan's making a post saying, "Don't worry, I'm okay." Holy
Yeah,
smokes,
yeah,
what a
yeah, yeah.
dramatic. So what happened with Reagan?
Okay, so first off, I just want to say I loved that the meet was like Monday through Friday because like that's perfect for me. It's like I'm just doing a work week and then I'm done on the
Mm.
weekend and I could do my programs, right? So it was good. Um, so prep was fine, travel was fine, wake up was fine, everything was fine. There is altitude there.
Mm.
Um, dude, I was in the gym and I'm just doing chest and I'm like, why am I breathing like this? And I'm trying to figure out like shit, like what's going on? And then people are saying like there's a little bit of altitude there. It's nothing crazy, but it is a thing. I was really breathing hard. Um, so I definitely felt it.
Was Reagan around?
Haha, he was not at that time,
All
no. But
right, all right.
so then he does the weight cut, everything's fine. Everything's going good. Like he's warming up, like no problems. Squats were better than worlds, open worlds. Um, okay, so we get to bench, and then he goes out for his opener bench of 215, which is he's done touch and go 240 in the gym, so I'm not worried about it. He goes for the 215, and if you look at his calves from the angle that I posted, you see his calves like they just shoot out. They just go forward. And from where I was standing, I see his feet kind of jut forward. So as he's pressing, he has like no leverage and he can't push it and they rack it, right? So I'm going like this to the handler because I'm in the stands. So I'm going like this, like run it back because we
Mm.
had no USA people back there. So I'm not in the back. So I'm gonna go again, and then uh, I think I either he didn't see me or Regan was like adamant about going up. So one of those things happened, or the handler just wanted to go up and thought he could do it.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm
yeah,
not
kill
sure.
that noise. Yeah, well,
So then he goes. They go up 5 keys.
God.
So Tina's blowing me up on the phone, like
What's
Joey,
she saying? Is she like,
what the
holy shit?
fuck? Why are
Really?
you going up? Why are you going up? This is not good. The crowd is. I'm in the crowd, and they're like, they're looking at me like I would not do that. And I was like, hey man, I'm not in the back right now. So so I tell Adam is the handler. I say, bro, come out, and we talk. And I said, what's going on? He said his feet slipped. He said he could make the correction. he's gonna clean his feet, and he'll get it. I'm like, okay, like, and I'm like telling him to take a handout, and he's like, no, he doesn't want it. And I said, okay, well, let's pray then. So he goes out for the second, and it looks worse. It looks like he went up 5 keys, and the same thing happened. So now we're like, all right,
How's your
absolute.
anxiety levels right now? Now Tina's like, I fucking told you.
No, yeah, see, Tita's like destroying me. I was actually sitting in the crowd with Janae. She was sitting next to me, and she had won the 69s. 69s? Yeah, I think it's 69. Or it used to be 67, right? So she's like, Joey, man, you're not looking too good. And I'm like, look, we just gotta, we just
If
gotta.
Regan bombs, oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, because we're the favorite, right? So we're like, but I've been through this situation in 2019 with a certain someone.
Right.
I remember with Russ. So it's all good. It's all good. We've come back from worse. They had, I'm telling you, they had the memes ready to go. They were ready to post the
Yeah.
memes if he bombed. But anyway, so I go talk to Adam again, and I'm like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Hey, He's like, "I'm gonna clean his feet really, really well." And I'm like, yeah, bro,
Jesus.
he's got to like engage his hamstrings. He's got to do something. He can't just like shoot his feet out. Trying to scoot his feet a little bit back. Like 220 is not a hard weight for him. It's just he has no leverage to push. Again, I said take the hand out. And then on the next one, he got it right. His feet did not slip, and he pressed it as if it was a planned number that we were going to do. We were going to go up another 10 kilos or something. So disaster averted there. And any little pounds, kilos, anything on that press, we could have guaranteed the win on our second deadlift. But because he did that, now it's like a little bit of a ball game. And Nathan came up to us and he said, "Game on." So I'm like, okay, Nathan's gonna try to pull
Really?
for it. Yeah. So then I'm doing the math. I'm doing the math right, and I'm thinking I want to make Nathan have to pull 380 on a second. I do, or like if he wants to jump ahead, um, if we only get our second. So I believe we go. I don't even know we open, and then we go like 362, I think, and that forces Nathan to do like 380. But what they ended up doing was just taking like whatever second to like just like a decent jump. And then I look at Nathan's second, and I'm like, okay, if we go 7 kilos, Nathan has to pull like infinity, and I thought that 387. I think it was 387. I was like, I just don't think he's gonna have that. He's jumping like infinite. It's way over what he's done. As far as I know, and Regan just gets it easily. Like, yes, bro, that guy, he could have fucking pulled like 375, 380, some shit like that, right? So he smokes it. And then Nathan comes out and he moves it off the ground, I believe, and then he just doesn't get it. And then we end up taking the dub. But he was fainting after his deadlifts. Regan was fainting after his deadlifts. I don't know if he did it on the opener, but I know he did it on the second and the third for sure.
Was
After
it
the
visible
second,
to the crowd and everything? Like,
yes,
how did
yes,
that?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. No disrespect to that ref, but they were holding him at the top for a long time. I was getting confused. I was like, why are they holding him so long? I'm looking at his knees. I'm looking at his hands. I'm like, his shoulders back. Like, what is
Mm.
happening, right? So he's holding him, and he gives him the down command. Regan puts the bar down, and he starts walking to the back, and he just falls. It looked like
What?
someone knocked
On
him out. It
stage
looked
on the
it,
platform?
it looked like somebody goes boom. It's like as you're walking to the back, he's just like lights out, right? So
That'd
the
be
hand
like watching a buffalo tumble. He's so huge.
yes. So thank God Adam was there to catch him
He
and
caught
hold
him?
him up. But Adam was like struggling to hold him.
How
He
big
was
is
like,
Adam?
he's probably like
What a
he's got
lucky
to be like
prick, though,
200
huh?
pounds, maybe he's
To have
probably like
Regan
200
fall into
pounds.
his arms like that?
I know. So then I run to the back. Okay, so let me explain. One, um, the way Regan braces is he breathes at the top, takes all his air at the top, holds his breath. He's tight now. He's not breathing. All his air is inside, and he holds the breath as he goes down to grab the bar. You don't have a lot of time like that because you're building up so much pressure. You're using an expanded stomach from a standing position, and you're going down
Yeah.
to grab the bar, and you're going to stand up. You're building a lot of pressure in your head, a lot of pressure in your core. And I went over the weight cut, and I do not think it has anything to do with that because he was not cramping at all. He was not cramping at all. He was great. He had tons of sugar. He had tons of electrolytes. He had all the things that he needed to do to feel strong. So I mean, I think it has to be the altitude, right? So and the long hold because it didn't have like on the opener the hold was a little faster. So I run to the back. The doctor's back there already, checking him, checking his pulse, asking him questions,
No
making him.
kidding.
Yeah, the doctor's
Like
back
like a
there.
boxer who got knocked out or
Yes,
something.
yes, yes, yes. So I'm like, okay, like, do you
You're like,
want to
don't
keep
stop the
going?
fight.
And he's like, it's not even a question. He's like, dude, I don't care if I like it literally like if I die, I die. Like I'm doing this, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey man. So I look at Adam. I'm like I just go with the plan. So we go 7, and then he goes out for his third. Same thing, smokes it, faints again, a little harder this time. Literally goes out. Like he's just like completely out.
Oh,
So Adam grabs him. There's 2 handlers now. There are 2 guys trying to hold him. He comes to, and then just the whole thing, like his girl sitting in the front with his grandma watching him faint like that. The bench made us like super emotional. And then this happening, I'm like, bro, what is
yeah.
happening right now? So he
That's
ends up
crazy.
getting the dub. And it's like, that's one of those guys that I can't wait to see what he does in the open. And I think even if one day, I don't know how this would happen. Um, but if he just was growing and he just needed to move up, I think he could be a good 120. Although 120 is a really big
Mm,
gap from 105. I think he could do
huge.
fine in it, but he surpassed his 120 numbers as a 105 at this meet. So like I don't really see there's like a problem. Like he doesn't have to move up yet, but he could, and he has a bright future ahead of him. I think McNuggets, I call him McNuggets, McDouble. He's the guy. He's the top. He's the
Oh
Russ
yeah.
calls him. Russ calls him what he calls him. I keep
McDummy
forgetting the name.
thick.
McDummy.
Yeah, I mean that was
Anthony.
offside. You guys, that was offside.
Anthony's a great guy, but he's the bar. He's the guy. He's the guy
Yeah.
that's like this is the target. So
Yeah.
of course we're always gonna compare to that because like that's the guy we got to go after. But he's just so well rounded, and Regan is I think I can get Regan on the podium, and then we got to at least to be able to challenge Anthony. We have to put up a total that is going to challenge his 8 for 8, right? So that way, if we go 9 for 9, he goes 8 for 8, he has to execute, and that's
Hmm.
really what we could do. And then over time, we hit another sprint. Maybe we could catch him. But yeah, that's the goal. I think Nathan is moving to open as well, so that rematch between him and Regan will be dope, and that could be like a little
Mm.
rivalry, a little like friendly rivalry that they have. There's tons of respect between them both. We filmed a little bit with Nathan the next day. Nathan's a great guy as well, and one thing I want to say about the UK boys, so like Josh, Nanso, Nathan, and Joey, and maybe a little bit of Mendy, maybe some of those other guys. When me and Russ were really starting to pop off over here in the States, Russ was like really obviously on social media, right? Social media, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. They Nobody really like embraced it in the beginning. We were like met with a lot of resistance, right? Because it was like different. It was like, oh, why are you putting yourself out there like that? You're just lifting, like it's cringe, like da da da, right? But those guys in the UK really embrace that,
Oh
and
yeah.
they're sick with the edits. They do YouTube. They get it. They actually get it, and I love that. And it's like, hey, like I don't even need to say nothing. They already know. They already know what it is. I'm yeah, I'm a coach, but I feel like I'm a promoter. I feel like I'm an agent. I feel like I'm like so many other things on top of that. And like I understand what this is. Like, yes, we're trying to win. Yes, trying to make people better, but it's also a business. It's also like these lifters have to like, if they want to do it full time, then they have to be able to make a. They have to get views, so companies will give them money for the views, so they can sell the products. Right? It's like it's how it works. So those guys get it. They understand it, even if they're just doing it for fun, even if it's just motivation. So I really appreciate them. But yeah, Nathan's a great guy. He documented the whole thing, and if you guys want to see like the details of it, he's definitely got it all on his YouTube channel. But I mean, it was a good experience. I like going to juniors because it's like it's the next generation, right? And you get to see like the young talent. It's like college football. It's like you're seeing
Mm.
like, wow, this guy. It's like exciting because if they're that good at this level, what are they going to be later on? Um, yeah, I thought the meet was like super convenient. The weather was great. It wasn't. I mean, I like it when it's a little bit cloudy. I actually don't mind Sheffield weather. It's a little cold, a little too cold for me in Sheffield, but it's
January. Yeah.
yeah, it's better than when it's like, man, where was it? Malta was great. I don't mind Malta. Where was it hot? If somewhere Germany was like kind of hot. Like in that room, that last couple of days, it was getting kind of hot. Um, when it's super hot, it's just like kind of annoying. I was in Hawaii last August with Tina, and it was like,
Oh,
God, it was so disgustingly hot. It was like wet air, like humid, like Florida, just bad, bad, bad. But yeah, it was a good meet. And Regan is a trooper. He is a fighter. He is like he's that guy that like he's just not gonna quit, and he didn't give up. It didn't matter what was happening to him. He was a bull. He's like forward, march forward.
apparently, huh?
How many lifters when they're down 2 lifts? I don't want to say no names. Like they're young and they're gonna get better from it. But there were some juniors that were missing their openers and second attempts, and the pressure that puts on you
Mm.
is they I mean they're so young, like they don't know how to handle it, and you can see it in their lifting. You see it in their technique. I have lifters right now that are super young that when they're emotional, they cry. They're it's not like a tantrum. It's more like but they something about the third attempt or the weight in front of them is triggering some kind of an emotion, and they start crying and they get emotional and they get red and they get nose torque, and it's just all that. Their technique is out the window. There's just no point in telling them anything about technique when that moment, because the emotion is just you're seeing emotion. This is what emotion does. For some lifts, like if you're a grip and rip conventional puller, hey man, let it rip. Like you know, for other lifts, you need to really execute. You need to make sure you hit that hole perfectly. You need to make sure that you're pausing that bench and you're listening to those commands. You keep your butt. You
Mm.
know what I mean? There's all these little things. So that emotion, it's just gonna screw you up. So I thought it was a great experience, and I think I believe I don't know if you saw the 120s, but I believe for Josh, he had a chance to hit a certain number that would really put him in contention for a wild card. And I don't actually know if he hit that number because he lost to Joseph. Um, but I think this was the last meet where wild cards would be considered. I'm not 100% sure, I mean I can't really think of any other ones this year. Um, and now I'm just waiting for that. I'm just waiting for that. I'm waiting for waiting for that call. So see what happens.
What do you think about? I want to ask about Russ, but and before we get to that, let's stay on juniors for 1 sec.
Yeah,
What do you think about Elliot Sykes? I don't know if you had a chance to hear the podcast, but I'll tell you what,
I talk to
my
Ellie all the
man,
time, so I know what
my
you're gonna say.
man, my man is all types of fired up. Obviously, I posted in the stories his targeting perk. He's only a teenager now. I mean, he could be half a decade from now and still not entered his prime. That's how specially let that wrap around how special he is. But
I,
he said by next nationals, he thinks he'll at the very least, you said the ability to go 8 for 8 and force the third deadlift and make somebody hit like you guys are targeting for McNaughton. And
yes,
he was saying, I think by next year, I could probably do that to Perk. And if Perk slips up along the way or you have a bad day, I got you. And for a teenager, and this isn't just any world champion he's talking about, Perk is the pound for pound king. What do you think about this kid? You saw him there live.
I talked to Elliot a lot. I met him last year. All these kids, this group, Willow was not there, but I met Willow last year, Jack, Elliot. I saw Dylan a little bit. They all grew up. They all like became more men. You know what I mean? Because they're
Mm,
little kids last year, right? Little babies. And then they grew up, and I'm like, wow, like these guys are. This is gonna be the next crew, right?
yeah.
You're right. They have so much time. They have all this future in front of them, and I talked to Elliot about this, and I've said exactly what you just said. I said, look, I don't know, and Elliot, if you see this, you can hit me up and correct me. But I remember seeing somewhere, maybe it was through something he did a couple months ago, or maybe talking to him last year or something, where, or somebody said to me like he might move up or something. And I was like, dude, you're way too good and too young in this class to be like to give up the 74s when like the I'm telling you, man, like bulking and training hard is one thing, but like when you have youth and you're growing into it and your body is making changes and adaptations to the stimulus that you're putting on it as your growth plates are still like completing, you know what I mean? Like it's different. And I'm like, you don't even know, you're not 30 years old, you're not 25 years old, like you're not even at that point where we
He's
even
not
know
even
where you're going to
20.
settle. Yeah, it's not even 20. We don't even know where you're going to settle yet. So you're already doing this good right here. Let time do its thing. You're going to have, you have like another, you have like a little boost right now because you're so young. Stay here. You don't know where you're going to end up. And I think I can look at our DMs. I probably have it in there where I say like, you're going to be able to, and here's the thing, right? He's going like this. I don't actually know. Has Perk done a meet where he went all out, 9 for 9, RPE 10 every lift? Have we even seen that? Or has he just not had to do that because he just hasn't had anyone there to push him like that?
Since hitting his prime, it's a good question. Like obviously Sheffield, he went all out, but he didn't have his day that he wanted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean like he had his day and he went 9 for 9 and he like killed it.
He hasn't had his super meet yet, not since 851.
So we don't know. Man, I've heard people say 900. I've heard people say fucking 875. I've heard people say all these things. I don't even know where he's at, and I don't
Mm.
have a good I don't have a good gauge of like what is his progress doing? Is it going up? Is it going sideways? Is it going down? Is he capped? I don't think he's capped because Perk is not that old. I don't think he's that old. I think he's. Hold on, is there a way for me to find this out?
He's like 26. Yeah, he's young. He's in his prime. He's still in his
Powerlifting,
prime for sure.
Austin Perkins. I gotta be Jamie right now. It's okay. Yeah, he's like 25, 26. Um, so I mean, well, if I add up the numbers, only bust out the calculator. The point is, I don't know enough about Perk to like have an opinion. I just know that you said 850 was his top that he's hit so far.
8, 851 in USCPL.
Has he
I'm
exceeded that in IPF at all?
let's pull this.
323.5. I am Jamie, 205. What do we got? If you need me to be Jamie at a meet, let me know. I don't have lifter. So 863. Damn, if me and Ryan ever commentated a session, that'd be crazy. 863.5. Sorry, Amelia. 863.5
So his biggest
is
in meet total, yeah, is still 851.
863.5 is if he got all his attempts
Okay, gotcha.
from Worlds. So let's say 880. Yeah, I mean Elliot's still got a little ways to go. But he's still young and he shouldn't let anything stop him. And I think it's good that here's the thing about Elliot. He's punching up. He don't have shit to lose.
Exactly.
He's like, hey man, I'm gonna fucking talk shit. I'm gonna come at you and
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm
try
not
my best
supposed to
because
be.
I'm.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm a kid. I can say
yes,
whatever.
I'm literally a teenager. I can't get into bars yet. You shit. It's
Oh shit.
exactly.
You know what I mean? It's
He's
like,
like whatever. It's all free. Like
yeah, it's all free,
why?
bro.
Yeah.
It's like when I tell guys like I was talking to one of my friends. He's like early 20s. I'm like, bro, try this venture that you're talking about. You seem passionate about it. You're fucking 21. If you fuck up in 3 years, you're
Whatever.
24. You're
Yeah. Yeah.
fine. You still, like you still got another long time before that shit matters. So you know, yeah, I think what's great with Elliot, like it's good that Elliot does that and Perk and him like chirp back and forth. Elliot's very clear. There's no bad blood. It's strictly sports. I love it. It's great. It's good. It helps. And there's nothing wrong with it. And I think it's interesting. And I think that It's gonna be. He's the only person that I can think of because Taylor's not gonna go back down. I don't think Joe Bornstein's going back down.
Oh, hell no.
So he's the only one that I could think of that can really, 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 really press him right now. I don't that Russian guy. I don't really know too much about him. I think he's great, but I don't know if he's
Ilya?
there yet. Yeah, I don't know if he's there yet. But it's a good thing, and it's been a little while since we had a little rivalry like that. But okay. Perk is what doing Sheffield next, or is he doing any of the two meets coming up? There's the advances and the SPD.
Yeah, he's doing Ivanka's first, and then he'll be doing Sheffield after that.
But see, okay, is Perk just gonna like try to win with 8 lifts, or is he gonna send it? Like this is the thing.
He doesn't have to hold. It's not a world record, so it will not impact Sheffield. He has the opportunity to send it, but I don't know. Do you send it to show people what you got? But because here's the
I
other
think you
part.
do to test Elliot. If I'm playing okay, this is what I mean by that. So there's people that say like, oh, you shouldn't post your lifts. Um, and I will say this from a coaching standpoint, if I don't have information on someone, I can only make like choices. Like if you're
Mm,
the weaker deadlifter and you have to go first, and you don't actually know where your opponent is, I mean, just call a perfect third and it doesn't matter, right? Because you couldn't have gone up anyway. But it does help when you know like what they're capable of or what tendencies they have. So if you don't post anything, in some situations it can be annoying. But I also think on the flip side, if you are, man, I don't know if I should be saying this, give these keys away. If you are hitting a crazy stride in your training, you're building momentum, you're going crazy in your training, right? In the gym, and you come into the meet and you're posting that momentum, and your opponent is like I call it like Ronda Rousey effect, right? She never had any ops. She was the best for a long time, and she never lost, right? When she lost the first time, it destroyed her mentally. She was never the same. Some lifters that have never dealt with competition, I feel like a lot of this is like going away. Like if you're so talented, you're just always, I'm just at the top. Nobody's ever touched me, right? It starts to do something to your psyche. All of a sudden, somebody comes out of nowhere and they're like, I'm going to punch you in the mouth. And they're showing that they're going to punch you in the mouth because their training looks really good. That if that person is not together mentally, it's going to start messing with them. Now I know Elliot is not going to fucking, it's not going to deter him at all.
mm.
Um, but for somebody else that is in that same situation that is not Elliot, because Elliot has good mentals when it comes to competing. He is a good competitor. I think that it could start. You start to put a little bit of doubt, and it's like shit. Like, am I really who I think I am? Can I actually rise to the occasion? And am I going to be able to perform the way I want to perform? My opponent is having such good training, and then maybe they might have a bad training day, and now mentally they're just fucking spiraling. You know what I mean? So
Let me ask you this.
that's what
Let
I
me
think.
ask because, well, first off, let me pose it to you like this and give me your honest answer.
Okay, okay.
So tomorrow's not promised. Kirk shows up, whatever can happen at Sheffield, another injury, another bad day. If he feels 100%, he shows up at that meet, feels 100%, and he could drop a hot one. Why would he not? Is there can you steelman case a reason why you would not?
Um, I think I think he should. You
Is
want me
there
to just
any reason?
pretend why
Can
he
you
shouldn't?
pretend steelman case a reason why he should not?
Yeah,
Because I
I would
honestly
say
can't think of one. I can't think of one.
I'll give you a reason. So lifters like to, and I'm not saying like I don't know enough about Perk to say this is him or anyone that we're talking about. I don't know them deep enough unless it's someone that I know that I've been working with for years, right? But there are some personality types where they like to have a reason or an excuse at the end of the day. So for example, um if if a lifter, okay, let's take Russ as me, right? I know Russ is not like this. I'm just going to use it as an example. If Russ doesn't hit the 918, he goes, I fucked up my travel. There are too many things going on. You know, I have an excuse to get out of it, right?
Right.
If you know Perk, if Perk like says he's gonna do something and he doesn't, you can find 1,000,001 reasons to help you cope with it. Now, if he doesn't go all out, he could say, "I'm saving it for Sheffield," or whatever.
That's the only
He
reason I
can
can
make
think of too.
he can
So
make
that's
of
why
a
you got to.
he can make up a reason to just say like, I didn't want to do it because XYZ, or I felt this injury or whatever, and like, you know, they just say it to like get them out of the pressure of everyone is expecting me to perform.
Right.
At least now I have a reason to get out of jail free or whatever. My whole thing is they're lifters. If you shoot for the stars and you say, I'm gonna fucking win, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and you don't do it, you fail, and you say, I said it, I tried my best, and I failed. I'm gonna own it, and I'm gonna get better, and I'm gonna come back stronger.
Respect.
Everyone is gonna respect you and love you like 100,000 times more, versus you saying, like, man, you know, it was 3 degrees off in the room, and they didn't have the right juice that I like in the store, and like fucking the sun
That's
was
right.
in my eyes, and
Dog,
I didn't you know what I mean? Like,
I think Perk is the type who will drop the hammer because he did
I
for
think he should.
Sheffield and he didn't have the day he wanted and he owned it. And he's like, hey, whatever, it wasn't the day I wanted. I don't think he's the type to be like, oh, if I say I'm going all out, I don't have a great day. So it's easier just to not say anything, or
Dude, there
better
are
yet,
times.
hold back again. But if you hold back to back meets, what are we doing here? I don't
No,
think he will.
what are
If
we
I had to
doing here?
guess, I don't think he
I
will.
say that all the time. What are we doing here?
What do we-
I think he needs to. Okay, if he sends it and he does well, it all the stuff he's doing in his training is validated, and you keep going and you build on
Mm.
that for Sheffield. If you send it and you fuck up, you look at what you're doing and you go, okay, what adjustments can we make to make this even
Yeah,
better? You should be
yeah,
doing
good
that either
point.
way.
Good
But
point.
yes,
That's a great point. How else
yes,
do you know? Audit your training by doing it, and then
yes.
also get it out
Why
the way.
not? You
Yeah,
get a free you get a free chance to go all out. There are since I stopped American football, there are very few opportunities where a human can go all out physically 100% in something. That's why I went to powerlifting, because when I'm squatting a max set of 8 or something, I am giving everything to that set. And this
mm.
is one of the few chances. I don't know if you guys ever watched Justice League. This is one of the few chances when Superman goes against Darkseid where he says, I get to go all out, big man. And I don't have to
Mm.
worry about hurting no one, because you could take it. You could take my 100%. So Austin could go crazy. He could send it. If he hits fucking 900 or some crazy shit, that might Elliot might be like, all right, let me chill out.
All right, 2027. All right,
You know what
2027.
I'm saying?
All
So
right, fair enough.
it's
He's a guy. Fair enough.
Austin could control the narrative, and he just has to know that. And I think that, I mean, I hope he goes all out. That's what we want to see, right? I think Vances would prefer that Austin have one of the greatest performances of all
For
time,
sure. For
because it will
sure.
amplify their microphone. Just looking at it from that perspective.
100%. 100%.
So, just like as at SBD Austin, I am gonna try with Jesus to have one of his best performances ever. Granted, the this is like a side thing. My biggest thing with Jesus is when we hit that big squat, we were like heavier, and trying to like being healthy. You're in that healthy heavy,
Mm.
healthy. You know, can we be healthy and heavy, half heavy, half healthy, half heavy? You know what I mean? Yeah, we could just bulk to fucking 440 and squat like 1100, but
Nice.
like
Yeah.
we're in a tough
Do it.
spot. So he's like, do it, do it. So
Do
you
it.
know, it's dude
But
like
how is
Thor.
he?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how is he doing? Because obviously he got injured at Worlds. I don't think it was crazy bad because
It
he
wasn't.
completed the day, but it was an injury though. He's
It was
100% now, or
it wasn't even like a full injury. It was like, oh, my adductor's talking to me. This is big weight.
yeah.
We're
It
sweating a lot
could have
less.
been if he came out for his third. It could have been an injury.
I'd
So
rather not do that. So let's just take what we can. We try to make it up on deadlifts. It wasn't there, and it is what it is, and we live with that decision. It's all good. Coming into this meet, so we switched to low bar. He's doing great. I don't know if you've seen. He's hitting great rep PRs. He's doing all the right things.
Jesus, yeah, he did
Yeah,
903 for a 4. He just
yeah.
posted, man.
Like, and I think we can get that. If we can get that to like 6, I mean, that's got to be the best set of all time, right? That's got to be
Yeah,
the best
dude,
set of all
that's
time. That's
crazy.
gotta be great. So Jesus is doing good. He's moving in the right direction. He is sending me all. He's checking in. He's sending all his training. We've really been trying to emphasize on deadlift. And this is the thing with Jesus. We deal with things that nobody else deals with because we're lifting
Mm,
the most weight, the biggest weight, right? And it's not like if he's doing a Smith machine, he's gonna squat 1100, right? He's strong enough. All the weights he attempted at Worlds, he was strong enough to lift them. But when the Alico bar is doing this, and you look at Jesus, he's like going up and down the squat and he's shaking like that. It's just different. And if you're not heavy, you don't have the size to fight back. You're gonna get
mm.
bullied by that weight. That weight is like you're dealing with like problems that I wonder if with somebody like Perkins, because he is so small, like he's just you're not small, you're big guy, big tough guy, right? But he is 76 kg. That is not heavy. You could grab him like this and pick him up like that, right?
Compared to with the weights he's lifting, it's incredible.
Of course.
It's
So when you
freaking
go
incredible.
that many multiples of your body weight, like let's say Perkins is strong enough to actually you go to like a leg press machine or whatever, like vertically, and he can literally do like 800 pounds, right? Just full force pushing into it. He's got to control that and the bounce of the bar and all these different things that could be
Mm,
a factor. So with Jesus, that's what we're dealing with. That's been the struggle. The low bar is going to give him more stability, more, instead of just everything being on your chops, it's a little bit lower now in your rear delts. So you have the bar over a wider surface area. You can control the bar better. And we're hoping that with that, we could be a little bit lighter, which will make deadlift execution better. And we can get away with these bigger numbers. Now, also on the deadlift, we've really been trying to focus. Like, let's say, I think with straps, Jesus could pull like fucking 950 or maybe close to 1,000, right? Um, what I've been trying to emphasize with him is in the low 800s, it's heavy enough to practice good competition technique, but it's not so heavy to where, like, if it's like 900, you're going to be dealing with like the bars bending like crazy. Your hands are going to be messing with you. You're getting stuck on your legs. But in the low 800s, perfect technique, perfect execution, 750, 800, 820. Those numbers, if we can build momentum and only doing clean, perfect technique in that range, then when we get to the big weights, your body only ever does the right thing, and you increase
mm,
your chances of doing that right thing when you get to those big weights. If you're always lifting overshoot, over heavy, you're creating the habit now of the bad technique that you don't want, right?
mm.
Like you can't lock your knees out fully because your grip is going because you're going too heavy. So, you gotta. It's the same reason why you don't want to overshoot all the time. But he's doing good, gaining momentum. Um, I mean, he's hitting good numbers even on like his light days. So like, low bar
Yeah,
is
I'm
still a
crazy.
new thing. It's
I didn't
still
know he wasn't low bar before.
no
It's
no.
difficult
It
to tell
was
because he's so huge a man. It's hard to. It's a lot of
he's a
back to
big
cover,
fella.
man.
I
That's a
think
lot
he
of
also
territory.
his depth is like I don't think we're ever gonna have problems. If you were to judge any super heavyweight side
No,
by side with
he's
Jesus,
fine. He's
Jesus is
fine.
the standard. You're all
Yeah,
bombing out.
yeah,
You're all
yeah, yeah.
bom-
He's fine.
you're all bombing out. So
Nobody's worried about Jesus's depth. That's for
yes,
sure.
so he's definitely locked in when it comes to that. But yeah, I mean, Jesus is great. I just want to keep building,
I'm
and
I'm I'm
I,
hyped to hear that he's going all out. That's
I,
crazy. That's
I,
amazing.
I would, I would love to hit a convincing like 1030 squat, 1020, 1030, like smooth, clean. He definitely has the 1050 plus, but we're just we'll call it there. We'll send it on bench. I also deadlift. I just want to execute. I don't really care what the number is. I just want execution. And then we're gonna have that positive, good momentum, carry that into or I don't. I actually don't know if he's gonna get into Sheffield. I don't know. I don't know who's getting into Sheffield. I actually
Right.
think. I mean, I don't know, man. If he does nationals though, hey, we don't have to hold back there because we could break world records there, and nothing's gonna happen, right?
Who's been in?
So
How many wild cards we got left at Sheffield? I should already know this. Let's
I
take
think
a
it's
look.
2-2, but I could be off.
Is it
Let
still
me check
two and
one.
two?
Am I tripping? SBD Sheffield. I'd be asking them. I'd be like, hey man, when you what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Sheffield
2026.
athletes. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So there's 4 wild cards. I don't know if it's not specifying boys or girls, but 4 wild cards left. How many girls do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Yes,
10.
two.
Is Agatha lifting? What are we doing with
Uh,
that?
I don't
I don't
know,
know.
man. I'm
I
not
don't
sure. At
know.
the last, but she's on this, man. She's on this. We don't know. Like to your point, the last I checked, I'm not entirely sure. I think it was a 3 month suspension, but we'll have to see what the heck. Hopefully she. I mean, hopefully she
It's
makes it. It's Agatha
it's
for
10
God's
and
sake.
10 right now. If no Agatha, that could be another girl. If Agatha, it's probably 2 boys and 2 girls. Um, I what was your follow up question to that? Like, because who I think it's gonna be,
Well, I mean, you
who I
gotta
want it
think
to be.
you got. Well, it's gonna be like Russ, Jesus, like
Russ has his Keiko. Let's
like,
go.
oh
What are
yeah,
we doing?
dude, freaking you gotta think Russ is at the forefront of this list.
Yeah, bro. He hit the total. Everybody
Let's talk.
everybody else
Let's talk
tried
about
and they
this for.
failed.
Let's talk about this for a sec because what were you thinking? Were you already there at
Oh
the
no no.
proper
So oh
Georgetown
fuck
when
man,
you
I gotta
found
tell you what
out
happened.
your man's was in the wrong country?
No,
How scared were you?
so I'm at LAX and I was going there early because I had one of my girls lifting and LAX like fucked up my flight. I had to come back the next day and I came late to her meet, which was really annoying. And as I'm at the airport waiting to find another flight, I'm in a chat with him and my brother and he goes, I'm like, where you at? And he's like, I flew to Guyana. So I'm thinking, where is that? What is happening? But I believed him. I didn't even question it. I was like, yep, he would, he would do that. He might have done that. He might have just quickly bought the flight and he was explaining everything to me. I'm calling Tina. I'm talking to him. I'm like, bro, I'm free. Like, what do we do? Like, is this happening? He's like, I'm lock in. I'm like, and I start going into. It's unfortunate that you made a mistake. Fuck that. We're still gonna do this. I need you to eat. I need you to be on top of your food. I need you to be on top of your water. I need you to be locked in. You can't be starving. None of that. And he buckled down and he handled it and he got there. And there is another guy at Junior Worlds who did the same thing. San
What?
Jose, Costa Rica. There's also San Jose, California.
Of
So he
course.
went to California and he was like, what is
No kidding.
happening?
Okay.
Yeah, it was a Polish lifter. I forget his name, but shout out to him. He had to tell me the story because he knows that I probably have the only other lifter in existence that did that. But I mean, Russ handled it though, right? He handled it. He showed
100%.
up. He did what he needed to do. We got the dub, and mission accomplished. And
How good did it feel? Like it's the wildest. So obviously I had Russ on the podcast right after as he told the story. But from last year, when he goes head to head with Jurens and loses, and everybody's dancing on his grave, and people, and then Joey B emerges, people he's cooked to 2025, 83 kilos breaks the world record, and 6 months later, 93 kilos breaks the world record back to back in two different weight classes, 10 kilos apart weight classes. This isn't boxing or MMA where it's 5 pounds or what, 10 pounds, 10 kilos apart, 22-pound weight class apart within 6 months of each other. Talk about a 2025, how you like me now, who's
he
saying what moment,
he
right?
did it in 2022. He did it in the 83s. and he ended that year number 1 in 2 classes. I mean, he's just a phenomenal guy. He's doing the things that he needs to do. I've obviously been working with him for a long time, so his training just gets like, it's like you have it down. Like, you just, this is what we do. This is how he gets better. These are the little things we work on. And it's almost like, think of I think of it like you're on like a road, and the road starts wide. And that road, like as time goes, that road gets more narrow because it's all the basic shit you're doing, and then it goes more, 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 more. And then as you get to the top, or like a pyramid, you get to the very, very top, and like the longer you're with that person, the taller that pyramid gets, but it gets more narrow at the top, and you're only ever going to discover those little tiny, tiny things at the top that make you, 1% better if you are in it long enough to get to that point. And if you keep changing things, you almost like take it down a notch. Take it down a notch. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep finding. You're gonna keep looking and sifting through the sand and finding these little, tiny, tiny, tiny little incremental things that you can work on to make you that much better. And that is something that I have with him, that I have with Keiko, that I have with Delaney, that I have with these guys. We're able to, if it's like it's a product of, like, your loyalty is rewarded with like more gains, right? Like the longer you do it, the more you're gonna find those things that work out, and the deeper you can get into your career. Now, if Russ existed 10 years ago at this age, maybe he quits. Maybe, back then they didn't have the methods that we have now, so who knows? But he's able to stick with it long enough, treat himself like he eats like a bodybuilder. He does all the things he's supposed to do. He's locked in when he can. He can control his life stress a good amount, which allows him to be able to do those things. So like, I wasn't surprised, bro. Honestly, like, he hit it, and I was like happy, but I was also like, job's not finished. Now we're champion. You win Sheffield. What are we doing? Let's get back to it. We got work to do. There's other guys coming. You think those? You think Gavin and them are just gonna let you come up over here and just do what you want to do? Fuck no. They're gonna Keiko. You think Keiko's gonna let you do that? Hell no. You better. You gotta one foot in front of the other. Keep building. It is a great place to be, because there's a lot of other respectable lifters that, bro, I already knew. I'm like, bro, Gustav is gonna chip this shit in 2 weeks. He's gonna try. He's gonna try to chip it in 2 weeks. I thought he was gonna hit it for sure, because I thought if Sheffield Gustav shows up, oh, he's fucking. I'm like, man, we're cooked. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, he's gonna pull for the 918, and it's gonna be tough. I had Gustav at about 925, 925.5, something like that. It was my first meet with Russ at 93, so like 918, like I'm cool with it, but like we should. If you ask Russ, he'll say this is the floor, this is the
Well,
bottom
he
for
he
me.
said too he was like 4 pounds light because he had tummy
Yes,
issues, and
yes.
he weighed in lighter. Because I asked him like, have you not bulked up yet? Because you were under 93. And he's like, no, 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 no. I'm over 93. I just freaking had some issues. It is what it is. That's how I got 10 times body weight. What the hell? All night, all good. It
Bro,
worked out. And then,
we weren't even trying.
right. He
I
got
didn't even
sick
know
and the
that.
numbers lined up the way it was. Yeah, it is what, yeah.
I was looking at it, and I was like, oh shit, we're about to do 10 times. That's pretty good. But now we got to do 10 times at a full 93. We got to do
Mm,
that. We got to go, as long as we like keep, it should be there. The ratio should like stay. If he goes 93, he should have 930 something. You know what I mean? And if he could like cut perfect and be like 95 on the platform, maybe he could do 950. So like, we'll see what happens, but um yeah, it just feels like a new playground. Like 93 is like a new undiscovered land for us. I think him and Keiko have sort of switched to that next. I mean, I mean, John's 19.5 from fucking nationals was, yeah, that was disgusting. Like, he was so good that day. He was
mhm,
so strong that day, man.
yeah.
And here's the thing for Sheffield. They could say that national meet by Keiko was unbelievable. We want to see what happens against a Russ if he internationally, and put them two against each other. The amount of people from Latin America and Asia that want to see Keiko at Sheffield is like I couldn't go anywhere without somebody asking me. Like anytime it came up, they just brought him up. So I think that matchup would be crazy. Obviously, if they bring Jesus, I get it. He's the strongest man. You bring the strongest man. You know that just overrides everything, right? He clearly there's no like what is Sheffield without the big guy, right? Like it's you got to have that 1,000 pound squat loaded, right? So I understand that too. I don't know. I'm not the brass. I'm not the overlords. I'm not the guys in the suits that sit in the front row, right? I don't know what they want to see. They might want to say, no, we got to have the super. So it's got to be Russ or Keiko, or um, they might want uh, they might go with Josh for the 120s so that who are the 120s? Do we have any 120s in here? Yeah, we have Etienne. Do you give Etienne someone to go against? Do you focus on the 93s? Do you bring Jesus? Like I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I think if you look at this from a marketing standpoint, it's still tough. It's still tough. If you look at this from a straight up merit, I mean, it's just the numbers. You go by who
Let
got
me throw
close
this.
enough.
Let me throw this out there.
Yeah.
Um, as we peruse this, obviously, we have Brittany Schlater in there.
Oh, the girls. Yeah.
She won at, and then look what happens at World Games. Sonita,
You gotta do Sonita.
what
There's something to
dog?
talk about. There's
We
something to
got a
talk about.
rivalry. Brittany and Sonita
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
become so much fun for the
Back and
past
forth,
ever
back
since
and
like
forth, back and
multiple.
forth.
It's phenomenal, man. Their
Uh,
rivalry is amazing. Back and
you
forth, back and forth, back and forth. We
gotta
we we
bring
got
Sonita.
we got a score to settle. I say settle. I don't think Sheffield will settle it. I think they got like 6 more
Oh, they'll
rounds
run
to
it back.
go. But yeah,
I
yeah,
will
right.
say, I think Sonita is getting to the point where, like, Joey always wants to do like safe attempts with her because she's like so strong that she doesn't need it, but she has her own goals, and like you get judging issues, right? Like she got that squat that
Mm.
ends the meet, but then it got overturned. So it's 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 screwed up. But I think now if I think Sonita like you just bring Sonita. Like there's nothing to talk about with that. But what I mean you probably know more than me. I know who inside of over like so there's Sonita. I think if they can bring Cranon, boy, I tell you what, that'll be something, brother. That'll be something.
Yeah, that'd be
But
nuts.
I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. I don't know what's going on with that. That would be dope. But if they couldn't bring her, um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Who would you want to see if it couldn't be Cranon and Sonita was already in? Who who would you like to see to where you think that it would give any of the girls that are already currently like so 63s we already got Alba versus Ciara. We're gonna be on our toes for that. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Brittany Sonita will be sick. Carlina, I don't think there's another 76. So Laura, it's
But
Laura or Cranon, right? And then um
yeah, because
if
Heather
you
Turbo's rematch is going to be
yeah,
phenomenal after what Turbo did at World Games.
Evie and then the World Games girl.
Megan Lee Smith. Megan Lee Smith actually pushed past Evie at World Games
I don't know
from
if
New
she's
Zealand.
I don't know
They're
if
both
she's
from New Zealand.
eligible. I don't know what the criteria is. I don't know if she's SBD. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Sarah Naldi, I don't know if there's any
57s.
57s.
Because Natalie's still rebounding. Worlds wasn't what she wanted. Um, Jacob didn't have the world she wanted either. She's rebounding as well. Like they both are young, so they both will rebound, but they haven't had that performance yet. To your point earlier about they're running out of room here, running out of laneway to get a performance in before Sheffield to get that wild card.
Where is
Um,
Agatha? If Agatha's lifting, what weight class does she do?
that's a
Um,
good question.
if she goes 84, obviously there's Amanda, so you don't need another 84. If she goes 76, that hurts the Cronin argument a little bit, right? Because it's like, unless you want to do that three-way. If she goes, I don't think she's. Is there a 69?
I would not be shocked if she just goes 76 and tries to do like win it all at 76. That would be the route she's gonna take.
Yeah, whatever makes the most sense, like total wise, she probably is gonna do that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know too much. I don't know if Jess did any meet to where they could even select her to go against Heather. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know these
Espinal,
things.
I don't believe so. No. Honestly, it depends on also like yeah, Agatha's eligibility is still in question. Hopefully she goes because she's definitely the
I'm sure
queen
they'll
right
figure
now.
something out.
It's not totally up to, I mean, we'll see. It's tough, man. You know how these politics go. You know how these
Yeah,
politics go.
it's
If
it's
not,
gonna
if
be
she
tough.
can, it opens up potential for someone else. And there's I have to take a look at it. It's still there's still too much.
Yeah, I know that some people want to see. I don't know. They want to see Nonso. They want to see King Joseph. They want to see Josh. I think
For
Bob sat
me,
out
like
of.
I love the 120s. But for me,
Yeah.
if Rondell's not in there, it's tough. It's tough to talk me into like I got to see Rondell in the mix. That's why Rondell versus Nonzo at Ivankas, Rondell versus Bob at SPD Austin, which we've been waiting for. Rondell versus Bob is freaking stop. That's phenomenal.
That'll be
We
good.
yeah, we seen Bob in the gym do 1020. He's not
What did
probably. He's
Rondell
for
do
sure
at
the closest.
what did
He did 1010
Lapadat?
at PA Nats. He
But
did
he missed the
1010 at
start.
PA Nats. Right. He also did 1045 previously at USCPL. For sure, the closest 120 to him is Bob. No question. We got to see it. We got to see it
Yeah.
happen. We've been waiting for this one for like 2 years. They've been talking about it.
Is Rondell? I think Rondell's like free now, so he could actually like do the IPF stuff.
100%. 100%. As soon as the year starts, he's doing Trinidad Nationals, and then Poppy's back. Poppy's home. Okay. All the kids got to jump off the couch and run into bed because
And
Poppy
those
just came
kids are
through.
strong. Those kids are strong.
Those kids are fucking strong.
Those
And
kids are
they're
strong.
monsters.
They're young,
And
man.
guys like McDonald, Joshua, Nonzo, ETN are young as hell and they're not getting they're getting strong at a rapid race. It's going and Bob as well. We haven't seen him in a hot minute, but he's bigger
Well,
and
Bob's
stronger
like the
than
light, right?
he's got room. That's the thing. He's got some laneway to gain. So and we haven't seen we saw the 1020 in the gym. If he pulls up to be, let's say he throws 10 kilos and does 1030, Rondell all of a sudden can't have a bad day. Rondell on a bad day is 1010. That's not enough. Just give me that. Make it so it's like you need to have a good day. You miss, and I'm going to eat your food. Good. You
No,
need
that's
that in
that's
sport.
that's what it needs to be. And I think at the end of the day, you just got to do enough to make your opponent execute all their lifts, and that's all you can really do. And I
Like you
think
said, go do the 8 for 8 and make them force that ninth. Make the pressure on
yes,
them so they come out and it's like you need this, huh? This isn't like before.
yes,
I'm
it's
not these other dudes.
yeah, it's gonna
Who are
be
you playing with?
me. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying. I know, I
Bobby.
know. Who are you playing with? No, I mean
Who are you playing with?
I just
That's
don't
what
know.
Bobby.
I want the attitude of them to be like, I'm coming to beat this guy,
Yeah.
because that makes it more fun. If it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna have a meet, then again, you're taking the pressure off yourself. But I think we all want to see the battles. We all want to see the all out war. We want to see everybody, pushing to their absolute limit. Because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna send the sport higher. So,
Cranon just
I
got
mean,
friggin' engaged too, huh?
who?
Cranon.
Rodell? Oh, Cranon. Yes, yes, you
Yeah,
did. Yes,
yeah,
you did.
just got engaged too, man.
Congratulations to Cranon. I was actually, so I could talk about it now. I finished juniors. I was in my room, doing some work, and it's the last day that I'm there. And I look at my phone, and she's I know she was traveling for like photo shoots, and she's like in the UK and doing all this stuff. And she's like, "Can I call you real quick?" Or she's like, "Are you free? Could I call you?" And I'm like, I didn't see it, and I was like, "Oh shit, it was like a couple hours ago." So then I text her, and I'm like, "Oh," I'm thinking like, "Oh, she's probably in the gym," and she's like, wants to show me something. So I'm like, "Oh, I'm in my room now. What's up?" I'm not expecting her to respond because it's like nighttime. Um, and she goes like, "Can I call you?" And I was like, "Oh shit, like what's going on?" And then she FaceTimes me, and then she's like, she goes like that. And I was like, "Yo," and I was like, "Okay." So that's like, I mean, when you do this, the way that I'm coaching these lifters that I get close with, I'm very involved in like I know what they're doing in their life, right? Because if I know what you're doing in your life, I could help you more. And I know she's been Christian for a while, and I know they travel. They both do social media. He's a bodybuilder, she's a powerlifter, and they do all their stuff. And it's I always look for like, is the relationship stable? Because if it's bumpy, that's going to affect training, right? If you have people that are in tough relationships, then that's going to affect things. But things are just going super well with them. And then when she showed me that, I was really excited because one, I was just genuinely super happy for them in this next chapter that they're about to go on together. And I remember her when she first kind of came into the scene, and she was like kind of not shy, but like not timid, but how do I say it? Like hesitant or like unsure, and like she just didn't know how things worked. She had to make friends and like kind of come into a new space. And then for her to do all of that and find someone who cares about her, I love Christian. I get along with him great. We could talk about whatever. Watch football, you watch football, all that stuff. Like he's great. Um, so I was just really happy for them. And today she hit me with like, she's motivated and she's really like hungry for it, and I'm just excited to, I'm excited to see her like take it to the next level. And we've all been saying like, she's such a talent, and it's right there for her. She just has to, if she locks in and gives it everything, she's going to be able to make waves. Laura is locked in and is coming as well, and Carlina is not just going to give it up. So it's going to be a great weight class. I think it's one of the most exciting weight classes. Um, dude, I don't know, I don't even know where you were sitting at Worlds, but like the idea that she was gonna pull that deadlift, the feeling of that room when it was loaded on the bar, and what it could mean for her to get
Yeah.
that third. It was like, it was like a little heavier than I wanted to go, 2 to 5 kg heavier, and I was like, "Hey man, we're going for it."
It's the only
And
it was the only option. You had to.
it
You
it,
had
it,
to.
it was it was and it was right fucking there, and it was just like, Ryan, that's what we live for, man. Those are the
Yeah,
moments. It's like
it was
when you're in the Super Bowl and you got to kick the ball from the 45-yard line for the win, for everything.
yeah.
Can they make it? Whether it goes in or it hits the fucking crossbar and flings out, it's just,
It's sports,
Carlina
man. You
fucking
got to.
fought back, man. She fought back. Her coaches told me after, we were not sure Carlina could get that, and we thought that Cranon could get it if we didn't go up. So we said, "Fuck it, man. Like, let's just." Hey, shout out to them for like, say for that's what you're supposed to do. You say, "Well, I think they can do this, and I'm just not gonna give it to them. So I'm gonna at least try. I'm gonna at least try to fucking send this shit to another dimension." So, and Carlina missed that squat, and then it got overturned. That would have just ended the meet right there. You know what I mean? So like, that was a crazy, like, I'm like, oh my god, the meet's over, and then it's, oh shit, they overturned it. Okay, how we doing on bench? Boom, boom, boom. It was just such a great meet, and oh, that's what
It
you
was a
do it,
good
man.
battle.
That was a good
It was
battle.
like this is what you need at sports. When you tune into the world championships, you hope on everything. Please let it be good right to the very last deadlift. Worst case scenario, I mean, the worst case is like just someone's winning, 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 then they won. And more often is someone locks it up by their second dead, and you're like, well, all right. But when it comes down to the very last pull, hit or miss when that person comes out like loaded up. Just like when Kiara with Alba, and Kiara's like, "Hey, look, I didn't think I was gonna get this." I think she was on the podcast in studio, and she was like, "This is a
Talking about the
low
deadlift?
percentage go." His deadlift, yeah,
Yeah.
the last deadlift, and she was threatening Alba, and it was like, "But you have to, but you have to." Like, even if you think, "Look, this isn't that second took a lot out of me," I don't know. Load up, let the crowd go crazy, and give it a go. You never know. Some crazy things happen. We've seen it happen in sports.
Oh man, I knew Ciara was gonna be really good, and I was very nervous when that third deadlift came up. But I also felt that it would be tough for her. Where they really made a mistake was the squat was too heavy. Because she missed two squats at that meet, and if she would have gone like 7 kilos, man, I don't know if we would have. It would have been. I don't know where I could have found more poundage for Alba. So,
Well, they're running it
um,
back, man.
yeah,
They're
we ran
running
it.
it back at
Well,
Sheffield of all places.
at World Games, Shara bombed out. In my opinion, for the record, I think she got screwed. I think, I think it was just a bad call. I think she should have not been in that. Like, you saw what happened, right? They bombed her out for elbows,
Yeah, yeah,
Shara.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Like it's in the past. And that when that happens, yeah, and don't be mad at the judges. Like it happened. She had a very compelling post meet sort of like expression, which nobody's gonna blame her for that. You fought hard to get here and to have that opportunity to take it from you like that sucks. But I think at the end of the day, you just take it on the chin. Hey man, got a back call. Come back next game. Try it again. That's all you could do. That's all you can really do. So she will be back, and we are expecting her to bring the heat, and we need to be locked in because Shiara is a fierce competitor, and she trains hard. She has passion, that Italian passion, right? Um, that's gonna be a good one.
How has Alba been doing with their training and everything?
Great. We're doing like giga frequency. She's going really conservative on the extra days. She's just, I think she just finished her week 4. Everything was fine. Gonna take a quick deload to build it back up again. She's doing really good. Alba is like, honestly, she's one of my best students. She listens. She runs everything by me. She has good control over her life variables. Um, she's passionate about it. I was speaking to a newer lifter that I've been working with, and like I'm telling you guys right now, for like all the champions that I've worked with, like we're doing the same shit for a long time, and we're changing it if there's a reason and not really otherwise, right? Or if I have a plan and I think I can get a better result, I might make some changes. But a lot of it is going to be you're squatting, you're benching, you're deadlifting, and you're doing that an X amount of times per week, and that's what you're doing, right?
No
Um,
surprises, right?
but then I work with like newer lifters, and they're like, "Is there a way we could change it up to make it more fun?" And it's like, well, I got lifters like Alba who like they're fucking ecstatic to do the same thing because they know this is going to get them to their goals. Alba has done she has won Junior Worlds, she has won Open Worlds, she has won World Games, she's going to Sheffield for the second time doing the same stuff, right? Um it's like it's the same thing in basketball, repetition. You're shooting, you're practicing your free throws, you're practicing from the goal line, you're practicing your 3 pointers, you're practicing defense, you're doing the same kind of drills, same kind of stuff. You're trying to get better and better and better and better and better. It's like what I talked about earlier. It's that pyramid. You're getting to get to the very tippity top of the pyramid. You have to be there long enough to be able to get there. And if you want to get to like the very edges of it, it's how far deep into your profession can you go to get you to where you want to go. So it is not the most exciting fun thing, but winning feels great. So that's what gets you to do it.
Alba is
Um,
so locked in. I remember at Junior Worlds
Unbelievable.
2022, she was there and she was like journaling her thoughts while in the crowd. I remember we went for like me, her, and Gavin went for a walk. I think she pretty sure she counts steps and calories. And we were like,
2022. I don't
2022
know if I was
Worlds in
around.
Istanbul. You weren't there on site anyways. And then she was like, I remember asking, so are you going to the banquet? She goes, oh no. That starts at like 8 o'clock. Way too late for me. I'll be in bed by 9. like, holy smokes, you're like freaking. I think she was like 21 at the time or 22 or
No,
something. It's
she's
like
very locked in.
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock curfew. She's well, I gotta get up, I gotta train the next day. And I got it's like holy freaking, she's so locked in and disciplined with everything. It's yeah, it's crazy for that age. But
She
look at her
does.
now.
She's still like that, and that just amplified as she got older. And she's so good with communication. She's not shy to express herself, and she does the right thing. So I'm really thankful that I have a lot of lifters that they just, I mean, Laura said it in her post after World. She said our relationship is just like it's just blind faith. Like she just whatever Joey wants me to do, I trust him. Dude, there's something so powerful in that, like having belief. If you don't believe in your coach and your program and your process, it's gonna be hard. Because that belief, dude, it just puts the mind in a state of action, and you do, and you complete things, and you get shit done, and you achieve your goals. So I'm just very thankful to be dealing with those kind of. Regan's the same way, man. It's just I don't know. I'm very thankful to be here. I look at bro, you Ryan have been a part of my journey from the beginning. I think
It's
I
crazy,
I
huh?
think the super beginning I was like kind of figuring it out on my own, but like I remember coming into USAPL in 2015 and not really feeling that welcome. I might have been there 2014, I don't remember, but I just felt like I was just like the new guy. I had John Hack, like people were like, "Who's this guy?" Right? Who's this guy? I think he is, right? It's coming up in here with John Hack. And
So before John Hack was John Hack, though.
I mean, I don't know if John still feels the way, but this way, but I spoke to him a couple years ago, and he said he had already moved on. He had already gone to the, do what he does now, and he said,
Dark side.
yeah, dark side. He already said that that meet made him. He said that meet made me, and I peaked. He said I peaked. So I was like, man, that was a good time. That meet changed my life, Ryan. And I don't. I mean, I can't think of an instance like anything that I do now. It's like I'm already established, so like it just kind of fulfills like what I already am doing.
Yeah.
But like to go from I had the self belief of where I am now. I had that self belief, but I hadn't done the accolades to get there. So like just
Mm.
doing something on that magnitude and then doing it again with Russ and then doing it again with whoever. I think that just then the Danny Amanda thing was fucking crazy, right? Um, you know, eh, those are the moments, man.
You
Those are
still
the
talk to
moments.
John every now and then?
I'll send him memes here and there, but he's just doing his thing. He's I don't think he's really changed, and I think that's um something I respect about him. And like a lot of my guys, like they're very grounded, right? Like they're very like they are who they are, and usually if they switch up, I'm not really communicating with them. But John has always been solid. He's always and anytime I've ever asked him for something, he's done it, and um it's cool to see him go on and stay in strength, stay in sports.
Mhm.
Um, and I hope that bro, I just wonder what if we had a Sheffield when he was around.
What if he never left the IPF?
I
What
would
if
probably moved
he's
in '93 for sure. Yeah, and then we'll see what he hits there. That would have been
God?
good. He would have been good, brother.
Coulda,
He
woulda,
would have been
shouldas, huh?
good.
Coulda,
Yeah,
woulda, shouldas. No going back once you go over there.
we
And
could only reminisce.
when he first went over, he was still natty initially, and then he's like, okay, we're going full send. What about Jesse Norris? Do you have any idea what he's been up to?
I don't know. I think he had a kid, and that was it. I could pull up his Facebook right now, but I don't think he's posted. I don't think he's active. He was one of the boys. Honestly,
Well,
man, he made his contribution to the sport. He did, he did what he gave to powerlifting.
I
Bro,
don't think I can even
he
find him
hasn't
on.
posted in February 2024. So
Is he still on Instagram?
no. I don't think he's on Instagram. Hey man, good for
What?
him.
It's wild how he could just be like, adios. I'm out of here. I
He
don't
beat the
care. I don't
game.
care if he's like, I couldn't care less if people remember me. It's isn't it wild to be in a community, leave such impact and be so in the mix. And then when you leave, you don't even look behind you to see nothing. You don't even look behind you or stop in every now and then. You're just like, I'm out of here. Couldn't care less. I don't know what's going on. Can you imagine right now, Joey, you moving on for whatever
I'm too
reason into
deep.
something else?
I'm too deep.
I
You
know
have to
I'm too deep.
you have you dude, I
I'm like
can't.
a tick, man. I'm nuzzled right in. I'm nuzzled right in. I'm
That's
losing
right
both
in.
arms and both legs if you pull me out. They're
Ryan, let
staying
me
in the
ask you,
game.
what keeps you doing what you're doing? What keeps you motivated to continue to be involved in the sport after so long? Obviously, you've made an immeasurable impact, and
Well, thank you,
you
kind sir.
you truly like. There's not a lot of people that have the commentating legacy, I would say, that you have in the sport. What keeps you in it? Because like, dude, I'll see you at Worlds, and then like I won't see you again for like till like Sheffield, and like nothing changed. Literally, like you're one of those guys that I could just like, yep, he's him.
Yeah,
Everything's good to go.
he's still him. I don't know, but the thing is, can't think of why I would ever stop. Here's the thing. I still love it. I still like legit love it. I still get hyped for it. And I'm flying around the world, hanging out with people, talking with people, even the podcast, like to be able to sit down and have discussions. This is all it is. What are we doing? We're dudes talking sports. I get flown around the world to be a sports commentator. This is
Sick.
everybody's dream. That's a good gig. And I've seen so many parts of the world, met so many people, seen so many incredible events, like life events that happened. And like even on the podcast, like Sonita was on here and a bunch of other people have been on here, like Kaiko or a lot, not just your people, but other
Stories.
powerlifters. And the stories and the things they say on here is crazy, like so impactful. I've had because of the podcast, I've had conversations with people that like I would never ordinarily have, and I've had an abnormal amount of them due to what I do with the podcast. And I mean some crazy, in-depth, super deep conversations. When they first started happening to me, it's different. You might have one or two of these conversations your whole life with someone super close to you, like your brother, your best friend, your significant other, whatever. But in terms of when you're in my shoes, it just keeps happening to the point where I've had so even like I don't know if you remember Andy Riley in the 52s came on talking
Yes.
about having an eating disorder, her mother catching her throwing up and being like, what is her knee jerk reaction was to be judgmental, or Sophia Ellis, the Brit 76 was
I know
on
her.
here talking about she was like on death's door, bulimic, and the things that she dealt with. Like you have so many people come on here sharing so many deep moments that were, and then, you know, I don't know. How do you close the door to all this? How do you go back to like, how do you go to like a normal life and just
The
be like, I do Joe
This
9 to 5,
sport is
Monday
all
to
about
Friday?
relationships, and I think people trust you, and I think putting yourself out there for many, many years, people build the connection with you, and it's been a I mean, man, there's so many memories that I have in this sport that I enjoyed, and it just never ends, and you just go to the next year, and it's like I'm just
Can you
thankful
picture
that
leaving it? Can you
I
imagine, Joey, you
mean
left it?
I could, but like at the same time, I'll say this, like there's times when like uh I won't travel for like if I don't travel for like 6 weeks and I get in my routine, um, and then I go to a meet, it's like at first when you're traveling, you're like, I don't know, I don't know what this meet is like. I don't know who I'm gonna see there. I don't know this. I don't know that. And then you get there and you're like, oh, I'm home. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm comfortable here. I
Hmm.
feel at this is the place I'm supposed to be. Um, I was watching Joe Rogan with Matthew McConaughey. I think it came out today or yesterday,
Yeah, it
and he
came out
was
today, I
talking
think.
about. I think it was today. He was talking about how like you knowing where you're supposed to be. Like this is dude. Like when I'm in there at the meet with Regan, yeah, I'm nervous that he's gonna miss that third bench, but hey man, if it happens, he's still Regan. I'm still Joey. I forget take it on the chin. We move on for the next meet, right? And that
Mm.
gives you sort of a peace. I've already done all there is to do. I'm not trying to prove myself. I'm not, I can be comfortable doing what I'm doing. I can be calm and have fun and enjoy it and get excited about it. And I'm not, what if this, what if that? It's like you just fucking do it, right? I'm gonna be honest. After what happened to me and Russ last June, there's nothing worse than that.
Really? Do you think that was the hardest?
Bro, that was because it's like you got to understand with him, everything is like multiplied like 1,000, right? Like it's
Fair.
you're not gonna be able to imagine. It's like in the UFC, if you get knocked out, you're getting fucking reposted everywhere, right? Like you're just, and then you get over that moment, you move on to the next thing, you validate yourself by winning again, getting it back, and now you're like, no one can fucking tell me shit. Russ could walk away from the sport tomorrow, and he's he's been the best in both weight classes for many years. Like he doesn't have to prove shit. Like no, if anyone, everywhere he goes in the sport should be met with a level of respect for what he has contributed to the sport, right? I mean,
Mm.
that should allow him to walk around with a little bit of like pep in his step. And I think he has that sort of gratitude and appreciation, especially when we go places. When I'm in Costa Rica and I'm meeting these kids and they're telling me, bro, I forget what the quote was, but the kid, I said something to him last year. I don't even remember what it was. And he remembered what I said the whole year. And then he said it to me again. It was like something about like, it was so simple. It was just like, he was really emotional about something. And I was like, live to fight another day. It was just a little thing like that. There's a little thing like that. And he's like, I remember when you said this and this thing
Are
happened to
you-
me 6 months ago. Yeah. It's like a
I
family
was.
thing, and then they remember it, and then it helps them through that adversity. And you're like, damn, man, I'm making impact like that. I'm just a monkey.
This is why you got to be careful what you say because, like, because you are
Yeah,
Joey Flex, and people will remember. It could be a one sentence they'll remember from
yeah.
here on out, man.
When I
It
say
means a
when I
lot.
say when I say that I'm a monkey, I literally feel like I'm just being myself. I'm not trying to have this crazy impact. I'm not trying to do these things. I'm just doing the things that I think I'm supposed to be doing when I'm here. I'm not perfect. I'm not for everyone. There's definitely certain personalities that I'm not going to be able to cater to in a way that they might need. But then you have someone like me and Cranon or me and Russ, where that shit is going to work like really, really well. You know what I mean? Or me and Keiko or whoever. And it's just like, um, bro, I feel like even me and Regan, like a lot of my lifters, our relationship is like, it's very special and I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I'm just thankful I'm not a super formal person, right? I'm not. I'm never gonna be that. And I think that lets me level with people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I'm not putting a bunch of formalities between the way that we talk. I'm coming down to your level to look at you eye to eye. I'm not like you're talking up to me, like get on your knees and talk. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. I'm here with you. You know what I mean? I'm on your team. I'm invested in what you want to have happen. I think they feel that, and that's why I had a lifter tell me today, if I don't win next year, it's my fault. It's because I didn't do what I was supposed to do it because you're giving me everything I'm supposed to be getting. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of things that go into it. It's just, um, but going to those meets, I mean, I know you get it all the time. Going to those meets, communicating with people, and hearing their stories. Like Ryan, you probably did a podcast with someone who said something meaningful that somebody out there related to, and it made a positive impact in their life because you said, "Hey, I'm gonna do a podcast with this person," right? You never know who's watching, and these I joked around about like deleting my YouTube channel like a couple years ago, and the like, dude, that video got like so many comments of people saying like, no, like I remember when you said this, it helped me through this situation. I had a girl write me a story about something I said in a video and brought it up to her sick father, and how I said there's like two types of people. You either rise to the occasion, you handle the problem, you meet the threat, or you let that thing like destroy you, and you got to decide which person you want to be at the end of the day. And she was like, I don't know why that stuck with me. And I told my dad he can't give up and he beat his sickness. And I'm just
Oh
like,
my
man, this
God.
is real shit. Yeah, this is like real shit. It seems so simple, but it's like real stuff that we're dealing with. And the thing about powerlifting is like anybody can do it, right? Anybody can pick up a barbell. Anybody can, bro, you could be little Timmy and you might not have the genetics, you might not have whatever, but you could start with the bar and in a couple years you get a couple reds on there, right? That's going to show improvement. That's going to build confidence. That's going to make you feel more self value, more self worth, because you're like, I can put effort into something and improve, and that confidence is going to go with you out into the world. And I think at the end of the day, that's really what powerlifting is about. It's that you can improve on something because anybody can get better, bro. The guys who give it their fucking everything, and they are not going to crack the top 10 because their body does not
Oh.
want to build muscle. Shout out to
Well,
those guys. Seriously, like their body just does not want to synthesize protein. Those guys, man, that's what you got to think about too. It's not just
I mean, like almost nobody's going to crack the top 10, to be honest. Almost
yeah,
nobody. That's
yeah.
the one percenters, the one percenters. And
Especially in the 93s.
wow, you could be number 11 and still be world class. And I mean, in a
Yes.
lot of weight classes these days.
Yeah.
Um, and talking about, even the little Timmies who grab a barbell, blah, blah, blah. We have weight classes for everybody, though. We're other sports, if you're going to be in the NBA, there's a couple outliers, but you're probably a certain size. You're going to be NFL, you're jacked, whatever. Like there's most sports. God bless if that's your favorite sport, because unless you're built a certain way, they don't have a spot for you. Powerlifting, not the case. From Jesus Oliveras to Huascar Carpio in the 59s to Ivan Campano, who's now the 59-kilo world champ, and all these other 59s now who all of a sudden the 59s are blowing up. We got a spot for you. And people you're gonna have showdowns, and people all over the world are gonna be watching. And
Bro,
that's what,
bro.
like,
Dynamite Wade made Power Slap. Now there's a room for anybody. If you're one of those Joe Schmoes on the couch who doesn't want to lift, but you want to slap the shit out of someone,
oh,
Dana
hell yeah.
White's got a job for you.
You want to
You know what I
slap
mean?
the shit out of
Yeah.
someone.
Bro, seriously, like anybody, there is something for everyone. Dude, if I meet a chess player and I can talk to this person on a higher level because they're a fucking genius, right? By the way, I cussed like 3 times on this so far. I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Always,
um,
always welcomed and
and we
encouraged.
can talk about anything just with the way that chess mind is thinking, bro. That's like you're relating to someone through a game, but it's through a thing, something that we're doing for fun. Like, yes, we are just lifting weights, but we're doing it at a level that is you're gonna. If I take any lifter on that Sheffield list and I go into 24-hour fitness and I have them load the bar and they hit what they're gonna hit, they max out. Everyone in that gym is gonna be looking at them like, wow, what is this? I want to do that too.
Mm.
And I feel like there's like I see powerlifting as like this big, right? And I see fitness as like
Yeah. Do you
infinite, right?
think? Let me
We
ask you
have to
this. Let me ask.
grow, man.
Let me ask you this though. How's powerlifting as a sport reached its, if not the top of the bubble, are we getting near to it? Is there more room to grow? A lot of people do the SBD in the gym and they don't necessarily power lift. So do we just need to continue what we're doing to break over so we have casual fans who don't even power lift? Previously, it was the sport itself's participants are also the viewers. So we needed people to participate. But then, of course, you have the can we just reach out to gym goers, which to your point is absolutely massive worldwide. If we could be action enough where you have enough Sonita versus Brits, Heather versus Turbo Tiffs, the 93s, 83s, blah blah, and people tune in like, holy shit, I'm a gym goer. I do not powerlift, but I could watch this.
I think everything is like relative, right? So like if you are a lifter in the gym, you have a reference for how heavy 225 is on the bench press,
Mm-hmm.
right? Those people, I believe, can find some value in looking at powerlifting because if they see one of my girls repping that shit for 10 reps, they're going to go, I didn't think this was possible. That is amazing. I want to learn more, right? Or they're going to get really insecure and they're going to like say they're on steroids and blah, 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 blah. So, um, I heard that at the World Games, a lot of the spectators were just local Chinese people that were there and they were very interested in what was happening. They were like fascinated. They were complimenting the lifters. They, some were like, I want to start lifting now. So I think there's potential. It's obviously not the same and then not as viral as somebody getting knocked out. Cranon posted something the other day. If you have the right people, you could change the game. Cranon posted, it was her deadlifting, like deadlift bar, bad form, just not good. Then she hit the same weight, you know, stiff bar, super smooth, and it went viral. It was like I think it's over. It's got to have like 1 million views already. It's got
Is
like
it on Cranon's? Really? Let me
Instagram.
go check this
It's got
out.
100,000 likes. I made a comment, a little comment. All I said was, "And you've hit that." I said you hit that like faster than what you just posted. And my comment got like 5,000 likes. Yeah, so that post, I don't know if it's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
show
got
me her views. Yeah,
almost a
2.3
hundred thousand.
million views. Somebody like that, like Cranon, when she does her lifting stuff, because like it just hits the mainstream, and then all these people like they don't understand what that is, right? They don't know they have not seen a girl lift weight like that, and then it it's like what is happening? My brain cannot function right now that this is even possible. Um,
Dude, imagine she becomes a world champion. Dog, stop.
it's got to happen. She's right there. Brother. She's gotten third. She's gotten second. She
Yeah.
barely missed the first. And you know what's crazy is like she does her best, but if she's not on a photo shoot every weekend, bro, you gotta understand she's actually like famous. Like she's actually like I feel like I'm working with like a girl on a movie set. Like she's like, hey, I gotta go to this country for this, and then I gotta go to back to Miami, and then I gotta go back to this country. And I'm just like, fuck it. Like, do the best you can and we'll hit these days and cut these accessories. And then she'll be texting me at like 4 in the morning. Like I was able to hit I hit my squat and my bench, but I didn't have time to deadlift. I'll hit it tomorrow when I land in fucking Mexico or some shit, right? It's like she's really doing all that stuff, and I'm confident that if she was just a hermit and all she did was lift, she would have won already. But they say, I forget the saying actually, but it's something about if you get it too early, it like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
like it's not good for you because like you already got it. But if you
Well, yeah, yeah,
if it's
yeah.
like first you get here, now you're right fucking there, and then you get it, it's like now you're in deep. Now you've already reached this level that you know, dog. If she wins next year, she could defend the title 2 3 years, and then after that, it's like whatever you like, if you wanna have kids, you wanna call it whatever you wanna do. Like I'm good with it. So, like she's honestly, I'm down with anything she wants to do. Anything she wants to do. Like she's already proven enough, but I think she could. I think she's too good to not get that dub. She's got to get that dub. It's
How old is she right now?
20. I can tell you in a second.
Hold it. Let me pull this up here.
Jamie, pull that up. I'm Jamie. And then I
25.
should know this. Yeah. Birthday
Dude.
is when's her birthday? Soon. It's probably almost 26. Yeah.
So I
So
mean,
she did 250. We tried 262. She could have had 605 at that meet for sure. No, she could have had 610, I think. Ah, we were right there, brother. Fuck. It's so painful.
but at 25 years old, I mean, she's going to be powerlifting. She can powerlift competitively. To your point, should she want to stay in the game for like 10 more years and be killing it? Look at Taylor Atwood. Look at a lot of people. Look at Megan Scanlon, who's had twins. Um, Nine times. Where's I don't know where Megan's age is at, and I'm sure shit not going to
Yeah.
throw a guess out there, but she's been in the game and still at the top of the game. I know she just recently lost her title, but she's right up in the mix, obviously. Um,
I think
so
we're
I mean,
getting to the. Go ahead, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say like the sky's the limit for like Cranon. You know how many kicks at the can she's gonna have.
A lot of kicks at the can. Also, I want to say this. So Cranon is still new, still on that upward trajectory. Some of the lifters at the top, I'm not talking about anybody in her weight class, by the way, for the girls. I'm not talking about you guys. Some of the lifters at the top, they. How many times in sport have we seen like you have like a big name, like a fighter, and then like they win. They lose once, they fire the whole team, and then they never win again. You know what I mean? Some do, some don't. It's like I think right now we've reached a point where some guys, like a 20-year-old guy who's like 5% under your best total, is going to be able to make a lot of mistakes if he's already that good at 20, and he's going to probably catch you from just training hard, right? If you're super locked in and you've been at the top of the game for many, many years, you don't really have the luxury of fucking up. You are just making little tweaks to stay on that trajectory that you're on, but it's gonna, you know what I mean? Like you're not really gonna have a big overhaul and be able to, especially if you're doing so well for so long, be able to like compete with somebody who's just super fucking
That's
talented that
what
works
makes
hard.
Russ what Russ is doing so insane. That's what makes
Yes.
what Russ is doing so special. It's like, how are you still here? How are you now the number 193? How is this?
How are you
It
still
is
here?
it is crazy when you that's what makes
How
it
are you
special.
still here?
And when everybody was, celebrating when he lost because they couldn't believe the Yankees lost, the Chicago Bulls lost, that franchise
Patriots.
finally lost.
Yeah.
For him to
Lakers.
be and right, and then all of a sudden they rally again and come back again. And it's like, again, you come back. Haven't you had the end of your run? Haven't you already said everything that's need to be said? How do you keep reinventing yourself another decade later? And
I
it's
mean, I
like,
will say,
it usually doesn't happen.
I think a lot of it too is like, I don't know where I got this from, but I don't second guess shit. I do not second guess things. I have a gut feeling and we do it. This is what we're doing, or this makes sense. Or I remember the deadlift advice that I gave him. It was such a tiny little small thing. It was such a little, it almost was it's not, it's right in front of you, but you're not seeing it. It's like one of those types of things, and it just, oh my god. And he holds his deadlift in the meet heavier than he's ever
Mm,
tried. You know what I mean? And
mm.
it's like little things like that that can make a big impact. And I think the desire to want to be here after so long, and me still like not being, I mean, sometimes I'm irritated with the sport, but I still love it, right? if I'm not like passionate about it and I don't want to like sharpen the blade, right? I'm just gonna let it get nice and dull. If I don't want to sharpen that blade, I'm not gonna find those things, and we're not gonna be able to continuously make these like slices, right, in the totals that we want if we don't really like just buckle down and dial in and look into, you know, what it is that we're doing. How can we go deeper into what we have built and find any little inch that we can use to get better? So I don't know. It's like with the things on bench that clicked. It wasn't even something new. It was like we got away from a habit that we were doing that was working really well, and we just went back to something that we had already figured out. And then it started clicking. So I don't know. I'm really excited. He had a good training day today, and then he was like, "Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good in this weight class." And like I said, man, I'm just thankful to be here. As long as there are, you talked about leaving, as long as there are young, hungry, ambitious lifters that are excited to improve and get better, I still think Russ is young. I think he's a youngin. He's a young up and comer, right? He's got a bright future ahead of him. As long as you have that, I'll stay as long as people want to put their faith in me. Um, and
You
one
ever
thing
tell
that
yourself, do you, like we're talking about Russ, sorry to cut you off. Do you ever tell yourself, holy shit, I'm still here too though? We're talking about Russ. Me too, though.
yeah,
And you were here before us. Like you ever look around because a lot of coaches have risen to prominence. You were not just still around, you're in prominence. There's other coaches, coaching services, etc., risen to prominence. They might be still around. And God bless. That's amazing if you make your living off of something you love. But to have risen in prominence and never fallen off that. You've consistently had a killer all-star
damn it,
roster.
Ryan. Why you gotta tell me these things? Don't tell me that.
Well,
Really
what do you
appreciate it,
think?
brother. Your words mean the world to me. I try to always ground myself as to not get too high on things. There are times when my brother will pull me aside. My brother is a fucking gangster, all right? My brother will pull me aside and be like, Joey, do you know what you just fucking did out there? Da, 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 right? And he will gas me up and remind me, but I try to always be like, I swear to God that Kobe job's not finished is I might as well have it fucking tattooed on me or on the wall because it's like I and he thinks my brother thinks it's not healthy that I'm like this, but I'll be like, yeah, that's great. We gotta go more. Yeah, that's great. We could do better. Yeah, that's great. Whatever. And I think that aligns really well with what Russ believes. And he's just one example of someone who vibes with that, understands that what that mentality truly means. And I think, and I won't say their name, but coaches really love it when other coaches give them props, right? Because they're like their peers. I was reminded that they are not my peers; they are my competitors, and that at a moment's notice they will take a medal out of your hands, right? You know, I'm a nice guy. I get it. I understand that. At the same time, um, we're all in this together. And after nationals, um, I was contacted by two coaches who have been around for a bit, and they said like the same shit, but one of them said, I just need to give you your flowers because you're still here after all this time. I don't know how you do it. And honestly, I think it's the energy I put out is the energy I get back. I'm not afraid to post stupid anime shit. I know you don't watch it, but like brother, I fucking think it's cool. I don't care. Like I'm still myself. People, I think there was a quote in a God of War game where Kratos said, I don't know if you know who Kratos is in mythology. He's the God of War. He's a fucking badass, right? And he said they meet like this blacksmith or whatever, and like they're like his son is hesitant. He's like, I don't know this guy. Like he whatever. How do we know he's out to get us? Whatever. And he said he speaks he speaks with a simple tongue. I believe we can trust him. And
Mm.
that to me stuck with me because I feel like when if I sit down with someone, I'm communicating with them, they're gonna be able to detect like this is really me. And I think at that level, there's just a human connect. I mean, what is my superpower? Everybody has pretty good programming. Everybody could tell you to eat your fucking macros and go to sleep early, right? I think I have obviously a lot of results, so people are going to look around. Like Alba is going to look at Russ and Jesus and go like, "Oh shit, like I want to be on that level, so like let me lock in, let me trust Joey because it's going to help me get there." And that effect is very powerful here. At the same time, shit, Russ said it to me. He said, "If you have XYZ champion, if the meet he loses to Jurens, but Jesus and Alba and Cranon has a good meet and da da da, Russ is gonna look at that and be like, damn, let me lock in because the team is popping off and you know what I mean? And it goes like back and forth, right? And I think being able to just have a group of winners and take someone, right? You have a bunch of good apples, you take another apple, and you like a little growing green apple, right? It's not fully ripened yet. You put
Crab
it in with
apple.
all the good apples, and then
Yeah.
it's gonna
Juicy
it's gonna
reds.
become it's gonna be it's gonna become like that. It's gonna those other apples are gonna rub off on it, and then they're gonna be a good apple too. So I think truly my superpower, and I don't know where I heard this, it like I think I'm really good at coaching the human and not just like the situation. Like I coach the person. I try to coach the
Mm.
person. I have a connection with people. I have I'm just myself. And like I said, I'm not for everyone. I get that. Some people are just gonna like certain things, for one reason or another. I had someone tell me something when I was in Costa Rica and was like I think you were the coach that that I could have gone to and had great results, but I went to this other one because of a reason that has absolutely nothing to do with like anything in my control, right? And I was like, hey man, I totally get that. I appreciate your words, but Ryan, I really appreciate that, and I think I'm really good also at like not burning out and balancing. Like today, I'm not gonna lie, before this podcast, it was a pretty hard day of work. Like I was getting back to my lifters. I had a bunch of programs to get out. I had emails to do. I had to get on the phone and call some people, get some shit done. And it was like, uh, I like that. I like that busyness. I like that, like having, like, I know that working hard. Again, I was the guy that said, bro, we don't even know what Sheffield is going to be. But I had this idea of what it could be in my mind. And I said, I'm just going off of the word of SBD, right? SBD could have been insane. They could just be blowing smoke. I don't know. And I said, you know what? I trust them. I'm gonna pull all my champions over. I'm gonna pull all my champions over. Let me fix the camera. I'm gonna pull all my champions over to PA, and we're gonna take a risk.
Dude, do
And
you
what?
remember being on that live stream when you said that? I was commentating. You were in the live stream. Look, you're
Oh
getting emotional
shit!
right
I
now.
do
You get
remember that.
emotional right now. Remember?
I
And
remember that.
and I put my hand on your shoulder, like, oh shit, Joey, what do you say? You're like, I think I believe in this federation. I believe in the direction, and I
Oh
want to
my
bring my people.
goodness!
Remember, we were on the
I
live
do
stream, and I was like,
remember
here
that.
it is. Here it is.
I do remember that. I remember that because afterwards, I won't say his name, but somebody who was a part of that production said, Joey, I don't know where that came from, but that was phenomenal.
I know.
I
I know, dude.
was like, bro, I don't know. It just that was the passion. That was like, dude, our future is in jeopardy right now.
Yeah.
Powerlifting is broken. It is dismantled. The amount of people that said that the IPF wasn't the way and that USAPL was gonna win. Hey
Dog,
man, shout out to ISAPL.
there was
But
people
now,
saying the IPF is dead. And I was like, come on, man.
okay,
This is
there. I just want to say, I think USAPL is fine. I think, oh snap, my light. I think that every lifter should. At the end of the day, they're helping more people get into powerlifting, and I have some lifters that compete there, and that's totally fine. Um, but for what I want, what I, my like mission was, I want to continue to push the limits of what has been done. I want to be at the center of the most compelling matchups. I want to push those matchups. I want to give people a reason to watch. And I want to continue to push the envelope and just be like, when I started, my first squat in a meet was like 475. I never thought I would do what I did in the sport. And I said, if I could do that, look at these little arms. I'm not jacked. I'm not super gifted, right? I'm just a regular dude.
Dude, you
Imagine what a
bench
freak
475.
do. Now I bet so. What could one of those what could someone who's like gifted for this do? What is truly possible? So, and it doesn't really matter what it is. It's all about pushing your limits. It's all about, you know, amen. Like I'm about to make an anime reference. There, Luffy says, "I'm gonna be the pirate king," and what do all the scary pirates say? They say, "You, you're gonna do that thing? Look at this guy. This guy's not gonna do nothing," and he always proves them wrong every single time. It's like I love when a lifter comes to me and they literally with a bold fucking face, little skinny boy comes up to me and says, "I want to be champion one day," and I'm just like, I love it. I don't know if you're gonna get there. You probably won't, but let's try. No, seriously. Only how many champions are there in your weight class every year? There's fucking one. There's one. That doesn't mean you can't get on that podium. That doesn't mean, and the great thing about powerlifting now is that we're starting to see more opportunities for not only first place. Now there's Avancus. I don't know if they're going to keep doing it, but now there's SPD Raleigh, there's SPD Austin, there's another SPD I think coming out. We have Sheffield, we have Giga Sheffield, Giga Sheffield coming out in 2026. Nobody's ready for Giga Sheffield, right?
No,
Like,
no,
what are we gonna do when that pot is $1 million one day?
I
Call
know, dog.
call your grandma,
I'm
call your
renegotiating.
uncles.
Call you grandma.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, imagine if Russ could just win a meet and like he's good for the year. You know,
That's insane.
I'll give my little agent fee, right? Whatever that is,
So,
and
yeah,
you know what
for
I'm saying?
sure, for sure, for sure. You gotta,
You know
you
what I
gotta
mean?
wet your beak. Yeah, wet your beak a little bit.
You know what I mean? So like, man, I'm just excited to keep pushing the envelope. Um, I just want to keep going, man. I just want to keep going. I used to be like, oh, like, maybe I shouldn't have put out this information. Maybe I should gatekeep this. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna put it out there, brother. Do better than me then, And I think that we're starting to see, like, at the end of the day, like, if I left the sport tomorrow, as been like a recurring theme during this, like, just when do you call it quits, right? Um, I know I made a huge impact, and that gives me peace and freedom to walk around and have fun with this, and just I'm at peace with it, man. I'm at peace with it, bro. Even if I can't, I, I find somebody acting funny or acting weird or whatever. I meet him in person. I'm like, hey man, that shit was weird, but it's all good. I know why you did it, and I hope your lifter has a good meet and there's no bad blood. Keep it up. You know what I mean? And I could just squash it like that and be peaceful. You know what I mean? Because I'm good, man. I've already, like, I feel like everything is extra credit, but at the same time, I'm motivated more than ever to keep it going. You know what I mean? So
I
anyway,
know what you mean about it feels like extra credit when it's when you've done so much and you can honestly tell yourself, no matter what, no matter how the story ends now, I cannot complain. We're past that. There's no
yes,
like you love it. You're just looking to exit, but you're like, I could not complain that all of this is just crazy now. All of it is just extra. It's yeah, you couldn't be mad at any of it.
yeah. I mean, of course, you always want to, like, there's a lot of egos in the sport, and there's people that'll, like, they'll watch all your videos, they'll look at every single thing you post, they'll try to emulate what you're doing, but they'll never say it to you. And I get it. I get it. You gotta have a person. You gotta want to, you want to seem like you're the guy. But I get it. And at the end of the day, man, like, I don't know if I mean, and I'm not gonna give all the details away, but um, I feel like I lost one aspect of my life because I'm obviously not competing now, and I went through, overwhelming adversity, and I went through overwhelming like uncertainty, and I survived it, and I came back, and I still had. It's so insane. When I was young, my mom used to tell me, if you think it and you believe it, you can make it real, right? And I remember going through the situation I was going through, and I said, I got to get through this because I want to get back out there. I want to coach my lifters. I want to be on the platform. I want to go to those competitions and be in those situations. I want to be able to see Ryan and dap him up in the lobby of the Sheffield hotel and
Right.
shoot a little bit of shit and then reminisce about a performance or some shit at the banquet. And you get out of it and you're doing shit and you're like, fuck man, I know what it's like to lose this, you know? And I'm so thankful that I'm still here. Um, I'm just thankful to be here, and I am at peace with a lot of things, and I'm thankful for you having me on and being the voice of the people. And no matter what happens and no matter how much time go by, you always remember your boy, and we always knock out a couple hours. And yeah, man, I'm sure next time I'm on here, there'll be some new developments. Maybe the wild cards will be figured out.
Mm.
Maybe some new situation may come out. I have some young killers I really want to develop and create opportunities for, and I just um, you know, you never know, man. I'm just really thankful to be here. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for everything.
Dog, thank you for coming on. I mean, honestly, I remember like 10 years ago when we did I remember we did a preview show. I remember Yang Su and we like read Yang Su Ren in 83. And you
Holy shit.
remember I think me or you were like, and who knows, maybe if this fucking Yang Su Ren, he was ranked like 13th, does something crazy in the last deadlift and we're all talking about it. But we just said it like a joke. My man came out, pulled 750, and it was like crazy back then. And it was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, Yang Su Ren. And we've been doing this for a hot minute. This is back when I was with Randy in his basement recording these, and
Yep. Yep. Yep.
it was a whole nother ball game. And here we are 10 years later to have gone through all this, and you face some adversity. You get your heart checked, you get your heart broken, you get your heart put back
Yeah.
together, you get your chin checked, and you
Yeah.
get you're facing like, oh my God, what does this look like in the future? And then the ship rights, and here we are all over again, still going. It's like, damn, we're on another chapter. Yeah, yeah,
It's
we're on
incredible,
another
man. It's
chapter.
it's again to be able to keep. You have to keep reinventing yourself. You have to keep. It is not for everyone. It is. You can't really sleep with this thing, and like I always say, the amount of people that I interact with on a daily basis is probably not healthy or normal, but I have enough juice to give. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a tough thing. And then
But you've
I
also matured in the sport, though. I honestly, here's
yeah.
something else I want to say. You've, and I think I have as well. We've both, like, hopefully you get 10 years older, you mature, but
Mhm.
we've matured in the sport, with the sport, and our roles in the sport, but even as people, because you're forced to. We've been through so much, seen so much, interacted in so many different ways with people all over the world, been in so many
Mhm.
circumstances. You get pushed and pulled in so many directions in front of everyone, and you're just bound to mature and learn from it. And the person I am now, from all of this, and the person I was 10 years ago when I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to start a podcast, reach out to Gaston Parage and see if I could become a commentator. And the person I am
Hey,
now,
shot your shot.
dog, dog, and I'm this is probably the same thing for you. When I remember you posted John Hack reaching out to you and saying,
Oh
"Hey, I know
man,
you're
I still
busy."
have that
You
picture.
you posted it, and you're like, "Hey, I know you're busy, but if you got time to put me on your client list, whatever." It's funny because it's John Hack, but this is before John Hack was John Hack, and you were like, "All right, let's rock and roll." And
I didn't know shit
God,
about him, and everybody kept telling. Same thing with Russ. I didn't know shit about them, and people were like, "Oh shit, you got this guy. Like this guy's crazy, whatever." Da da da. And then I'll never forget going to 2015 Nationals, and you got all these coaches there with their clipboards and their collared shirts and their slacks, and I'm wearing basketball shorts and a t-shirt, and I'm with John. We smoked everybody. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's how I've
And Ben
kind of.
Pollock was there. He was still on this
Oh
side of the fence
shit, he
too.
was still on this side. I remember that. Fuck, man, that guy cost us like $30,000 at that one meet. He was going against John. This was before John went to the dark side though, which was the crazy thing. Um, and it came down to the last deadlift. I still remember the situation. I did a tiny jump with John's deadlift. He smoked a second, did a tiny jump, and he missed it somehow. And then Pollock went and pulled. It was like like sketchy lockout, whatever, and then he wins. And I think he got like 40,000, and John got like 10,000. So yeah, this was way back. I don't even remember
Oh,
what the meet
this
was
was,
called.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Was it
Gracie
Kern
V.
U.S. Open?
Gracie,
Yeah,
yeah, Kern. It was Kern
this
and
was like
Gracie V was
2015
17.
or 16.
No, it was after John had already won IPF Worlds and went to the other side, but he wasn't using it, but he was doing untested. He
Uh,
went there for money. Kern
yes,
Open,
he.
US
I'm
Kern
telling you,
Open.
man, he would still be here. He would still be here
Sheffield
if
had been
Sheffield
around.
happened. Yep, just a
Everything
little
would have
timing,
changed for me. You know,
bro.
there's a
So
world out
crazy.
there where he's still on this side, buddy.
Yeah,
A world
man.
out there. There's a dimension out there
There's
where
a different reality.
he's
The
a
fork in the road,
four-time.
we went that way
That's
instead of
right.
that way.
That's right. There is, but that's okay. I'm fine with this dimension.
Yeah.
I'm fine with this dimension. Listen, Playboy, thank you for coming on the podcast, man.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you, brother.
I
I really
I
appreciate it, dude.
appreciate you. We got to do this again shortly.
Yes. We'll
Um,
figure out what these wild cards are. We'll see how I mean, I think are you going to Austin?
I am. I'm going to commentate Austin.
Oh
I am.
shit. All right,
We'll see each other
that's
soon.
gonna be a meet.
Oh, yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Even the
We'll see. What's that say?
No, I was just gonna say, even I think the morning sessions are gonna be good too.
Wow.
There's gonna be some good lifts at that one. Delaney's first meet 93.
You know. I
Gavin's doing
know.
it. I think
Is
Petrie's
is
doing it.
is
Uh,
yeah, I think Petrie is. Hopefully he is because the 93s will be phenomenal. Is Delaney staying 93 when he goes 93?
I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, bro, he had fucking veins in his quads at
Yeah, I know.
83. Like, this is too much. Like,
It's too
what
much,
are we?
man.
I want to see what a good peak looks like after, being 93. I want to do a couple meets there. Um, as long as he gets over 900, get around 910, like I mean, that's strong enough to like be up there.
Say the
So
least.
yeah, let's do it. But anyway, thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Anytime
dog.
you need me, hit me up.
Okay, man. And for everybody listening, as per usual, please do subscribe, give us high ratings, and until next time, six pack Lapadat, six up, and we are out.